Yeah, check 1 2, check 1 2. Is this mic on? Is this mic on? Hey, listen, man. It's the one and only trendsetter DJ Sense, and you're listening to Cocktails. Dirty Discussions with Kiki and Medina Monroe. Yeah.
I'm back, bitches. Today's cocktail is called Splenda Pussy. These are the ingredients that you need for Splenda Pussy. You're going to need 3 ounces of grapefruit juice. I use ruby red grapefruit juice. 1 ounce of vodka. 1/4 ounce of lemon lime soda or lime LaCroix. I think that's how you say it. You're going to need some Splenda for the rim. A lime or a grapefruit wedge for garnish. And then you're going to use the lime to moisten the rim of the glass, dip it in the Splenda, fill the glass with ice, add 3 ounces of grapefruit juice and 1 ounce of vodka, top with a splash of lemon lime soda or the LaCroix, and stir together and enjoy. Splenda Pussy. Ask me why I named it Splenda Pussy.
I was
Kiki.
just about to ask you why. Why?
Splenda
is disgusting.
But let me
tastes
tell
like chemicals.
you a trick that my girl put me on.
Okay.
She said, stay strapped with some Splenda. I was going through her makeup bag and she had like packets of Splenda. And I was like, bitch, why you got all this Splenda packets in here?
Yeah. Pass me water.
She was like, you don't know the Splenda trick? And I was like, fuck no. What's the Splenda trick? So you keep a little pack of Splenda and you take your pinky, right? Touch it on your tongue. Just a little dab. Not any other fingers, just your pinky. Not any other sugar. It has to be Splenda.
I use sugar.
Dap it on the Splenda. Dap that Splenda pinky on the top of your pussy, like right above your clit. It dissolves. Do it about 15 minutes before you're about to have sex and you know you're going to get eaten out. That nigga will eat your pussy until the sun comes up. It dissolves perfectly and makes this like substance, almost like a
Did you taste it when you did it?
I didn't taste it, and I was scared because I was like, girl, you sure I'm not going to have dandruff pussy? Because I didn't know.
I would just think I would have yeast infection pussy.
No, because you don't put it in you. You don't put it in. You just put a dab on like top. And hey, look, maybe you'll get a UTI. I have been kind of feeling itchy, so maybe anything could. But that nigga will eat your pussy like it's his last meal, and it really works. And she was like, don't use equal, don't use like the granulated sugar because that will like crust up and get like bally. The Splenda is like the perfect mixture. And
how did she figure that out?
I didn't even ask her.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
That would have been my first question, bitch. How?
Okay, y'all better try it. It'll change your life.
If you're listening, please tell us. Just we won't read it on the show, but I'm just curious. Shoot me a DM or something. I would really like to know how. I'm scared.
He will devour your pussy. And you don't tell him. Obviously, you don't be like, babe, I put some Splenda on my pussy.
Yeah, it's a secret. It's a surprise.
They're like, dang, you taste so good. Like, what is that? And you're just like, dang, that's just, that's just me. A bitch.
I don't know if I'm gonna try that. I don't have no Splenda in my purse, and I plan on getting some dick tonight. But I do got my she orgasm pills. I just took 2. I'll take 2 in an hour.
I might have a couple packets.
Yeah.
Gotta stay strapped.
Okay, well maybe I'll try it. And I'll report back.
What's
been going on? You've been gone a long time. First of all, I've been so sick of, it's not even been that many people, but it was more than enough, more than like 2. It's like, bitch, listen to the episode. Everybody was like, oh, where's Medina? Well, if you actually listen to the show and didn't just follow her on Instagram.
My friend Thomas told me that he called you or something.
No, he didn't call me, but he DM'd me. This was like,
he thought I died.
He was like, what's wrong? She usually hits me back. I usually hear from her. I was like, she is perfectly fine. She's just away. I don't think she has a signal. That's what I told everybody. I don't think she has a signal where she is. She's working on a project. I promise she's working on a project. Then I told a couple people that. They were looking at me and I was like, oh no, she's not in jail. She's not in rehab, because they were giving me the look like I'd say my friend is on a project when they in jail and they just have to do like a short stint. And I was like, she's not in jail, you guys. She's doing something. If she wants to tell you about it later, maybe she will, maybe she won't. No, but she's fine. I promise she's fine. She's coming back. I didn't kick her off the show. Like nothing like that happened.
People thought that you kicked me off the show.
But why? It's not like I deleted all your pictures.
And Diane was still in there.
Yeah.
And you said at the beginning of the episode, people just don't want to listen.
It's like one episode, I didn't say anything at the beginning because the previous episode I said it and I didn't want to be redundant. Mm-hmm. So I was just like, I said it. But then when I was getting all these messages, I was just like, you guys, she'll be back.
Niggas was like, when I finally got back on Instagram, are you pregnant? Are you hiding a pregnancy?
But if you were pregnant, what's that got to do with you talking?
I don't know.
You can still talk and be on the show. Like, what the fuck?
are you secretly getting married? I was like, are y'all kidding? Like, I appreciate the love, though. I appreciate the love. And it was, I can't really say it until September. But just know that, like, you guys, I was working on something. It's going to be cool. And that is what I will say. I'm back. I wasn't in jail. Wasn't in rehab. A bitch, I ain't pregnant. I ain't getting no body work done. And Kiki, you held it down.
Well, thank you.
What's up?
You know, the show must go on.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was going to stop because you had to do something else. And it wasn't like, you know, you couldn't go off and do whatever else that you need to do for your own life and your future. Like, no. She'll be back. And she back. So.
And we back. And we
Y'all
back
can
in this
chill
thing.
out.
Like,
My goodness.
Yeah,
That was a week. So did you listen to any of the episodes?
I listened to the BDSM episode. Listened to BDE.
He
really
was
have
for
big
you.
dick energy.
A lot of people felt that way.
That he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a lot of the messages I was getting. I don't know if he realized this because I didn't say anything because it was going to be awkward when we were there. But his dick was looking a little hard when he left.
Did he have on the gray sweatpants?
He had on white linen shorts. I'll show you a picture
he
later.
wanted you to see that big old dick.
He tied me up.
I saw it.
So he didn't do it during the show, but afterwards he tied me up. And because of his career, he wants to keep that part of his life private to the public, you know, like people will know who he is.
Did he tell you what he does?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But I don't want to say what it is because, you know.
Oh, so he's like known.
I think if I said what he does, anybody who he doesn't want to know, they would know. Like, maybe they think that's him, maybe they don't. I don't know. But he has a more conservative career is what it is. So he's like, I'm not about to be putting that out there. And he showed me so many pictures of like the women he had tied up.
Were they naked?
Yeah.
Does he tie him up and like fuck him?
Well, that's what I thought, right? I thought you tie the girls up and then you fuck them while they're tied up. No.
You just look at
He
him.
might fuck them later, but not while they're tied up. That blew my mind. He might even play with their pussies with vibrators and things, but he's not like fucking them while they're tied up. And I was like, I really thought you was going to have somebody hog tied like it was a luau and you fuck them.
Yeah.
Like that. And he was like, no.
So you just tie him up and then untie him.
And it took a long time for him to tie my ass up. I was like, this is taking a long time. I would be over this shit. And he kept telling me like, oh, you'll be this, you'll be that. Y'all, I really don't think I'm into BDSM at all. Like, that's just not my lane. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But the more he told me about the things that are expected and what's normal, I was just like, I don't really fit into any of these categories. And if a nigga's trying to tie me up, and it's taking too long. First of all, it hurt. I had little marks on my arm.
I might like that part. I like a little pain.
But it was rope. Like, rug burn don't feel good to me. Pressure feels good.
A little pain is just like...
So you might be into it, but that shit, I was like, no. And then I was telling him how I like to inflict pain on men, and he was like, oh, you might be a dominant. I was like, no, I don't do it for sexual pleasure or anything like that. That nigga pissed me off, and I want to hurt him. It has nothing to do with that. Like, this is different. I'm just trying to be aggressive.
This down a different
like,
lane. You're gonna be in. Next. Kiki gonna be in jail.
Well, that's why I don't do this shit.
She's on a
that's
project.
why I don't do this shit. But that's what he was trying to tell me. Oh, you would do that. I was like, no, I'm telling you, like, I will really be on fucking Snap.
Dang,
that's where I
could
will
have
be.
been there so I could get.
He was
tied
like,
up.
when we come back to Houston, because I recorded that episode in Houston, he was like, when we come back to Houston, you gotta bring my boo. And I was like, who's your boo? I'm thinking it's somebody else I know. He was like, Medina. I was like,
and he better be at the live show front and center. What's up?
He said he was gonna be there, so we will see.
And what were you doing in Houston?
I went to see my dad
okay.
and my family. I feel like every time I go to Texas, if I leave town, everybody thinks it's dick. I went to New York. Everybody thought I was going out there to fuck. First of all, it was Pride. I'm not trying to fuck the niggas that said Pride because that's not my tea. Okay, well, some of them are bi, so they might, but that's not my cup of tea. Then it was like, oh, you going to Texas, you about to go fuck voodoo dick. I mean, I am, but that's not why I went there. That's not your
sole purpose. Okay, right. I get it.
Like, I have an annual trip now for my family for the 4th of July. That's why I went. Now, when I go in a couple of weeks, that's a little different, but we'll talk about that some other time.
I missed the 4th of July.
I had a good time. I'm trying to think of what else I want to catch you up on the show, because some stuff I'll tell you later.
Was there some good cocktails sent in? Did you share some OG cocktails?
I shared my own personal. I did one real cocktail after I got to Houston. So when I first got to Houston, I recorded with the guys from Social Complex. They actually have a live show coming up. So if y'all are in Houston, y'all should check them out. But after I left them, I went and hung out with my friends and I went and fucked. So I told that story already. Well, part of that story. And then I had some more sex while I was there. And then I'm going to have sex tonight. I don't know if I'm going to tell a story tonight or if I'm going to save it. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. How many pills I take.
Keep the people waiting.
Okay, so we do have a guest today. But before we get to our guest, I want to tell you guys a little.
You said a man is not a necessity, a man is a luxury.
Like dessert. Yeah. A man is absolutely not necessity.
Did you mean that to sound mean and bitter?
Oh, not at all. I adore dessert. I love men. I think men are the coolest. But you don't really need them to live.
So, in honor of our guest today, I'm going to give you some information that probably maybe is not even true. But I found this article that was talking about sex with the different signs. And this is all based on your sun sign, of course. And what is the thing of this? Something that you might be into sexually. So I'm going to do it really quick. So it says Aries, athletic sexual positions. Aries tend to express their positions physically, and they prefer sex that leaves them panting, flushed, and ready for round 2. I fuck some Aries. I think that could be true. They be trying to like fuck me like a football player, and sometimes I'm like, nigga, we need to lay down. Yeah, okay. Taurus, erotic massages. I almost said messages. That's on my mind. Okay. Erotic massages as a sign of creature comforts and tactile stimulation. It's a given that the bulls love receiving and giving long erotic massages. Gemini, verbal sparring. See, that's why those niggas are crazy. And that's why people say they're crazy.
Sparring?
Yeah.
Like that's when you like...
Yeah, so like verbal art. I don't want to do that. But you know what? I had a homegirl who was a Gemini. Well, she is a Gemini. And she used to like fight with her dude, and then they would have sex. Okay, Cancer, eating in bed. Leo, makeup sex. Virgo, picking a random page from the Kama Sutra. Virgos may be neat freaks by day, but they are often unafraid to explore every inch of their partner's body in bed. There's a time and place for everything, and nothing starts the exploration up like a suggestion from the big book of sex. I would say I could see myself doing that. Okay, Libra, multiple partners. Multiple partners. I lost my place.
Libra's always gotta be the host.
The sign of partnership loves actually needs to feel like the most popular person in the room. And in the bedroom, multiple partners ready to satisfy their every whim is exactly their cup of tea. Okay, Scorpio, tying up their partners. Yes. Those niggas, they would probably do everything on this list. Okay, Sagittarius, being tied up. Capricorn, spanking. Aquarius, vanilla sex. Damn. They have to do y'all like that. And then Pisces, role play. I didn't read all the other ones because our guest is an Aries. I'm a Virgo. Medina's a Libra. So that's the weird sex for this week. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, or even when we post clips, y'all leave us a comment and let us know if you think that that's accurate for your sign or for somebody that you were fucking. Because I'm just curious to know, like, do you feel like you're in line with that, or was Bustle full of shit? Because that's where I got it from.
Like, that shit makes me want to be like, everyone I fuck from here on out, I just want to be like, what's your zodiac sign? Let's look it up real quick and see what it's going to say. Like, because how else do you
I be
know?
trying to pull up people's whole birth charts. Because I'm over just the zodiac sign because it's more to that. I need to see what this is. Do you have issues with your mama? What's in your chart?
Yeah.
Do you have commitment issues? Are you crazy?
I'm probably still going to fuck, but I just want to see, like, is it true?
I'm definitely still going to fuck if you fine.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. Anyway, this week we have a special guest, Miss Gigi. How are you?
Hi, how y'all doing?
We're good.
You're so good. Got the tequila flowing.
I know, right?
Got you here.
Medina poured us heavy, so I don't want to hear shit.
I know. I'm already
She poured
slurring.
the drinks. If I'm slurring later, we already know.
Hey, look, Gigi,
what
it's
happened.
a celebration.
It is.
It is. You're right. So cheers, ladies.
Cheers to the high rising moons and sun.
Wait,
Right.
Medina, why is your drink so low?
But
and
you
ours
know
is
I'm
so
a
high?
guzzler. I'm a guzzler.
So you've been drinking?
And I was trying to let y'all
Okay.
catch up.
Okay.
Y'all
okay.
know I'm a guzzler.
Well, I'm not. Well,
Got an
I'm
alcohol
lying.
problem.
I'm a sipper. So
I'm gonna try and follow your lead then. Okay, so I found Gigi when I was looking a long time ago. Remember we had Marla, the actual sexpert, when we had the sex therapist, and then we were like, oh, that's not what we're looking for, sexpert. And then the Sex Down South conference, which is in September, I saw her in like their little deck of like presenters, workshops, and I was like, oh, this seems so cool. I've been looking for somebody to come on to do astrology, and I wanted her to come because I was like, oh, this will be an interesting conversation while you were gone. but then she was busy. But I see why, because she is so interesting.
Aww.
So it's like, well, good. I think Medina's really into astrology too. So this will be a cool conversation. And now you're here.
That's right. And then plus she's my polar opposite, which we'll get into later. So
Okay.
Really?
I needed her here. Okay.
Wait, you're a Leo, right?
No, I'm an Aries.
Oh, you're an Aries.
So
You said
you're
people
my
think
polar
you're a
opposite.
Leo.
Right. Everybody call me a Leo because my rising, I look like a Leo, but I'm not a Leo.
See, we gotta get into that because
Right.
what does a polar opposite mean?
Right.
But before we do all
Yes,
that,
yes,
we like to play a little game just to kind of like, even though Kiki and I are pretty much loose.
Okay.
We like to play a little game to just get everybody a little loose real quick. Okay. So one of the games we like to play is called the scenario game. Okay. So we'll give you a couple scenarios and we might have options for you to pick from, or it might just be like, oh, what would you do type of scenario.
Okay.
So do you want to go first, Key?
I can.
Okay.
Here's the first one. You're preparing for date night with babe.
Mm-hmm.
You get all dressed up because you want to take him somewhere nice. Tonight is your treat. And he shows up in fucking gym clothes, like he's about to go to LA Fitness. And his excuse is that last time y'all went out, you took him to Harold's and he didn't want to waste a new outfit like he did last time. So do you A, say, you know what? The stars told me your ass was going to piss me off today. Rain check. B, and last time you told me it was date night. It was at the hot ass Hurt Park downtown with the Subway sandwich. Or C, consult your chart to reassess your perfect match because this ain't it.
Oh my God.
Those are some good options.
That's the only one that's going to have good options.
I don't even know if there are good options. I was thinking none of those things. But
Well, you got to pick one.
Okay. So the first option is give it to me again. Okay.
The stars told me your ass was going to piss me off today.
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much
just going to
that
take a
one.
rain check.
Mm-hmm,
You think that one?
Yeah, I think I probably would pick that one out of the three. Only because I make it a habit of looking at my chart every day and just trying to get a very overview on what's going on. So I probably already kind of sensed that he was going to piss me off that day anyway. So I'll go with that one. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Wow, you look at your chart every day.
Yeah, I do.
That should be having me tongue-tied.
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
Cross-eyed.
Wow.
It's on there, but I'm just like, all these lines and symbols. I'm having to go to the glossary.
Y'all just need Gigi. That's all.
Yeah,
After today,
apparently.
it's going to be clear and you're not
I
going to have
hope
that
so.
problem.
I need to get my pen so I can get my notes, actually.
Okay, here is mine.
And
Okay.
I have it too.
So, you're dating a guy who is 32. You find out he still lives with his parents. He says it's a cultural thing. You say, I get it and I don't mind. B, say, well, I'm going to have to pass on your culture. C, tell him he can move in with you.
Ooh, sure enough won't be C. Ladies, y'all gave me some real hard options. Like, come on.
That's the point.
Oh, God. Probably A. I'm very open to cultural differences. So I'll probably be like, okay, well, what's the game plan, though? Like, how long you going to be in the house so I can see. Then I probably have to move to the last one, you know, or I mean to the B. I'll move to the second one if I see he ain't trying to make no moves.
He's 40 and he's still in
come
the
on
house.
now, come on.
Yeah, like,
Well, that's
where are you
good,
from?
though.
India?
How would you feel about that, Kiki? If he was like, well, it's a cultural thing. Like,
What's
you
your
stay,
culture?
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that that's part of Haitian culture. Like the kids, like the grown kids live with
y'all
the
gonna
family.
Be mad at me. Y'all are gonna be so mad at me.
I'm
But
not gonna be mad because I
Well,
feel like
you
it's gonna
not.
be the same.
I'm talking about the listeners. But my grandma and my aunties told me a long time ago, don't be fucking with the Haitians like that because I won't go into it. But they said don't. So that's always been in the back of my mind. I don't know that I could. And I know that's so prejudiced and that is so wrong and inappropriate. But that's really just in the back of my head, like people say that about people from Louisiana, like voodoo and all this other stuff. But that's what I be thinking about the Haitians. And I'm scared.
I met a Haitian guy and he was telling me that, like, you know,
I really want an American.
Yeah. Or like I wouldn't.
I'm not trying to be on 90 Day Fiance.
We're all.
That's my shit, but I don't know. Maybe if I met somebody and he exposed me to some other things, but I'm just really gonna be confused why you living with your mom and she gonna be in our
unless
business.
it's like a big old palace. And
then y'all know I be trying to move in.
So is there room for me?
Like, is it a compound or is it a hut?
Yeah.
Because he could be saving money for something.
And
he
that's
could
cute.
be investing. He could be.
He could be, but he also could not be. So I'm gonna have to get a little bit deeper into
Me
this.
too.
You live with your mother.
Where are we fucking?
Are we all going to? Yeah, that's my real question.
Because you ain't coming to my house.
And then your mama's gonna have a say so in everything.
She gonna be trying to plan the wedding.
Yeah, I might have to pass.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm good on that. Okay, next one. Okay, so you're Libra.
Aries.
No, I'm telling you. In the scenario.
Okay.
You're Libra. Okay, you're Libra, and you've been dating this man for 6 years.
Okay.
He has a hard time holding down a solid job, and he's a Sagittarius.
Oh, God.
This is specific to a situation one of my friends just told me. That's why I picked these things.
Okay.
I have nothing against Libras or Sagittarius.
Okay.
I personally like the Sagittarius. Anyway, you've been investing in every goddamn dream, but he tells you, you know what? He's just going to work at McDonald's with his homeboy because he can get him a job there. Do you A, you keep telling him to pray on it. His time will come. It's going to be all right, baby. Or B, remember, this is why you don't fuck with Sagittarius in the first place. It never, ever works. You got to stop trying to fix things and fix other people's problems. Or C, stop listening to your friends and your horoscope altogether. You really don't even know what that shit means.
Well, we know obviously it's not going to be C.
Yeah. I just thought that was a funny one for the listeners.
Oh, my God. B on that one.
Yep. That's what I would pick.
You be quick with your answers. Most people be trying to give a whole nother answer. You're like, that's not the option.
That's not the game.
Because I would. Naturally, like, if you had just given me these questions and asked me what I would do, we would be digging into it. But yeah, B. That would be my answer. What about you?
So, you are fucking with a dude. He nasty. He nasty.
Ooh, I like him nasty.
You're giving him head. He wants to come in your mouth. Not only does he want to come in your mouth, he wants you to bring that cum up to his mouth and spit it in his mouth because he would like to swallow his own cum.
He wants to snowball. Okay.
Is that what that's called?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Swap the cum.
Ooh.
It's a whole category. I don't know anything about it.
I think that should be called a snot drop because the consistency of it. Like,
yeah.
It really is.
He wants you to do that. You, A, say, hell yeah, I like that nasty shit. What's up? B, absolutely not. Or C, say, well, I'll do it, but I deserve to be compensated.
Wow. That C is a good one. I didn't even think about that compensation.
Right.
Okay, so my background is in microbiology, so I'm really iffy about spit. As a matter of fact, I posted something on Instagram about spit today.
Really?
Yeah,
What'd you say?
I just, there was this meme going around. This guy said, if I have to spit started to get, then I don't want it.
Reposted that.
Yeah, so it was like, first of all, like, don't spit on me for no reasons whatsoever.
You can spit on my pussy though. I like it.
I like spit.
I don't want to, because I feel and that's a whole nother topic. But I really feel like if you gotta spit on it, you haven't given me time to really get my body together. I want you to give me more foreplay, meaning I want you to eat it more. Yeah. Why not just eat it? Why you gotta spit on it? Like, give me the saliva from your tongue.
See, like, for me, it's not like you're spitting to make my pussy wet. By any means. I just like nasty shit. The nastier we get, it just makes me like an animal. So it's not even like I want you to spit. You don't even have to spit on my pussy. You can spit in my mouth. You can spit on my anything. It don't have to be my pussy. I just like spit.
Yes. Well, that's in your...
I thought you were gonna back me up on that.
I let somebody do it, but I didn't like it.
It's
the texture of spit.
You never just had somebody hock a loogie in your mouth?
I have.
In your mouth?
No, please.
No, I really have. And I tried it like on more than one occasion because you know me. I'm like, okay, let me try it 3 times to be like sure if I like this shit or not. And I didn't like it.
I'm trying to imagine like when he did it, were you like...
No, I kept a G. And I was just like, oh, yes. But really inside I was like, what the fuck did I just do? My mama did not raise me this way. Like,
see, and that's the type of sex I like. I like that. My mama didn't raise me this way. She sure didn't.
Not when it comes to spit. The other stuff is fine. I don't care about that. But that's what let me know I didn't really like it. It's like the texture of spit. It's not the fact that it's spit. It's the texture of like a big ball of spit coming in my throat. Like you said earlier, it's like snot. And I hate when you got that snot in the back.
I cannot. Oh my God, I cannot.
Oh, I love it. And if they're sick, I'm playing.
Do you lick their snot up?
No, I'm playing. I was playing. I mean, not really.
Shove you.
Don't shove her over
I
here, girl.
love it. I just fucking love it.
I've had it done before because, messing with certain air signs, air signs in general just nasty and like.
Am I an air sign?
Yes, you are. Like that kind of stuff anyway. So, messing with them, you liable to have some spit on you. So I have had it, but it was just like, I'm like, you know what? I think I could do without you spitting on it.
Let's try something else.
Yeah.
So speaking of air signs and all this shit, how did you even get into astrology?
Okay, so my first introduction was 11 years old, was through my aunt. I went on a summer trip to California, and my aunt had all these teen magazines, and, you know, she was bringing them out. Like, have you ever saw these? And I'm like, no, we were reading it. She was like, go to the horoscope part. Look at your thing. And so I was reading it, and I'm like, what does this mean? You know, what is all this got to do? She's like, okay, so let me tell you, because I've been dying to tell you. And she went into this whole spiel about what it meant to be an Aries. And then so from that point, I went home and told my mom, and she's like, you better not ever talk about that shit again. And I was like, oh.
She's super religious.
Yes. I mean.
Oh, I didn't realize religious people feel some type of way about
Yeah,
astrology.
like.
It's a thing.
Yeah, that, you know, it's kind of
like
like Bible
basically
worship.
witchcraft.
Yeah, Bible worship. You know,
I
like,
did
you
not
know,
know
yeah,
that.
yeah. So anyway, so fast forward. Now we're in 2011. My marriage is falling apart. I was married for 13 years. And I was praying, and I was just trying to find some answers to like what is going on in my life. And I decided to go at it again. So I went on Google and just kind of researched like, you know, Aries. And then what popped up was this birth natal chart. And I was like, well, what the hell is that? I've never saw that before. And then put all my aspects in, and then it gave me this big composite, because the very first one was Cafe Astrology. And so it gave me all these things, and I'm looking like a kid who had just walked into a room full of new toys. And I'm like, oh, so I'm Aries here. And me being very intuitive, I've been that way since I was a child. I can see things and see things in people. So when I was looking at my chart, it was almost like I can just see all the stuff that I had been looking for and searching for was like right in front of my face. So then I started reading. I'm like, oh my God, this is the reason why I'm like this. And oh my God, this is the reason why I want to do this. And my husband had already left. So then, because I'm so excited, I pulled his chart up too. So now I'm sending him texts like, oh my God, we broke up because this happened. And, you know, like trying to give him this future that I was seeing in the chart. And from that point, because him and I both microbiologists quit our jobs to do music full time here in Atlanta, was very, very successful doing that, and had a whole fan base of people watching us. They saw me go through these highs and these lows of the marriage and all these things. So when I started to really talk to them about what I had found with my chart, and I'm like, y'all, I found this out. I found out I'm a Pisces moon, and I found out I'm a Leo rising and all this stuff. And, you know, I'm talking to my husband, and it's starting to really fix our relationship. People was like, well, do mine. And I call you and you do my chart. Let me know.
And y'all
some
had already
stuff
broke up.
We had broke up, girl, and everything. And I was calling him and telling him the information, and he was like, no, that's absolutely right. So me tapping into it was almost like trying to find a resolution to what was happening in my life, with my relationship and my marriage, because we had business together. We have a daughter together. So I'm like, just needing answers. So in finding those answers, I was able to like talk to him and give him some more, you know, information about himself. And then we got back together.
Oh,
like
wow.
So me studying astrology and really finding out the details about myself and telling him about himself was what really brought us back together.
Are y'all still together now?
No, we're not together now, but we stayed together we got back together for a year and a half, and it was amazing because we had now a lot of concrete things that we can kind of go along with in the chart. So when our communication was getting off, then we know that it was our Mercuries and we needed to talk things through. And then when the sex wasn't going so great, then we knew that it was an off thing between our Venus and our Mars. So
But is it like some shit would happen and you'd be like, let's pull up our charts and look at this?
Well, I think because I was the person that it kind of became a business for me out of this, I think it was more so me. So when things were going on, I'd be like, wait. Mercury's in retrograde, or this is, wait. We can't talk about this, ho. You're going through this. Like, I was able to see our transits, and it was allowing me to be able to give our marriage and our foundation a little bit more leeway when things were not going as well. Whereas before, I'd be like, I want out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Yeah. But I was able to see exactly what was going on, and he was too. So it really helped.
Will you tell the people what it means when Mercury's in retrograde?
Because I was just about to say, what
because
is
it's, you know, it's like a thing now.
It is. It's a huge thing. And so, first of all, we have to talk about what Mercury is and what Mercury represents. So Mercury is our communication. So it rules the house of communication. So the way that we're able to do this radio show right now, all this equipment in here, all of this is Mercury stuff. So Mercury retrograde just means when Mercury is slowing down and changing signs, it appears as if we're moving backwards. So I'm going to give you an example.
The computer wasn't working.
Like the planet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The planet Mercury slows
slowing down
before it changes signs. And when it's slowing down, it appears as if it's moving backwards. So the example is, you ever been sitting in a car in a parking lot and somebody was moving out or coming in and it made it seem like your car was moving, that's Mercury retrograde. It makes you feel like you're moving, but you're not. It's just the energy because it was going so fast and it started to slow down. It makes it seem as if things are going backwards. But what it's for is a time period for us to listen and really review things that pop up in our life. So when exes pop up or they say, people say certain things on your job or your mama call or whatever, and they say certain things during this time period, it's not to panic or it's not to take it as like, okay, I'm being mean. It's really a time period for you to listen and to reassess what it is that you need to do with this information. So that's what Mercury retrograde is. But the reason why people can't handle it is because we're not used to communication slowing down.
But is everybody retrograding at different times? Or is
Mercury
retro?
It's okay.
Mercury
She said retrograded. It's okay. I actually like that though, retrograding. I'm gonna use that in some kind of way. But
because can it be like your Mercury is retrograding, but mine isn't?
okay, so this is the thing. Inside of Mercury retrograding, some of us were born with when our Mercury was in retrograde. So if you look at like y'all chart and you see those little R's beside it, it means that planet was in retrograde when you were born. So sometimes the retrograde can affect some people more than others. And also the retrograde, depending on what sign it's in, it's affecting those people more than other people. Like right now, it's in Cancer. So because it's in Cancer, first of all, it's making us all feel more cancerous. We all feel like, we want to stay in the bed, not really go too much, we want to eat, have sex, just the home life type of thing, right? But outside of that, there are other people who are going through this even harder because they were born while Mercury was in retrograde. So they really having a tough time communicating. People who they usually have an ease of communication with during retrogrades is not the same. So it means if you and I was able to have a conversation about sex every day, retrograde comes in and I'm talking to you about the same subject, you'd be like, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. Then I get frustrated. I'm like, well, we just talked about this yesterday. Not understanding that it's just slowing down. So you're hearing me, but you may come back tomorrow and say, girl, you know what? I had a chance to really think about what you was talking about. It hit me later on in the day. That's Mercury retrograde. It's not that we're not communicating. It's just slow. So because it's slow, we have to give ourselves patience and time in dealing with people to understand that this is just a slow down time period in which we are communicating. Or our phones are now starting to act up. Facebook went down, Instagram went down. All those things happen during Mercury retrograde. It's just natural.
What about the exes coming back? Let's talk about that.
Oh, Lord. So the reason why exes or ex relationships tend to come back around during Mercury retrograde because we are conjuring certain things for our lives, especially when it comes down to love and relationships. So when they come back around, it's for us to see where we may have not set a boundary, right? Or
like we didn't learn a lesson.
Come on. You didn't learn a lesson. You didn't tell him no when everything about you was saying no. You said yeah because you'd rather him be there than leave. There are a lot of
lonely.
Come on, you lonely. So like I've had a lot of clients comments like, but he called me and I went over. I'm like, you went over for what? When you already know how this is going to end. So retrogrades show up too to see how much you've learned about yourself. So exes come in and you say, I'm through with you. I can't, and then they come in and give you 2-3 little cute little words. And
now you're back in the bed with his dick in the back of your throat.
Come on.
So then it's like, now is your Mercury about to retrograde again?
It's like, no, well, we have 3 Mercury retrogrades a year is what we have. So during those time periods, it's the time for you to really, whatever shows up, I tell people like, don't focus on it too much, right? But whatever pops up during that time period, that's for you to really assess the situation and see what's going on. Yeah, be conscious. So if you know a guy pop up and you know all the reasons in which you're not dealing with him no more.
You know he ain't shit.
You know
he gonna do you dirty. And you know he ain't getting you in the club.
So what are you doing?
Well, hopefully you ignore him, but likely you still gonna be standing outside the club mad with your homegirls because you can't even get in.
Giving that nigga another chance. God damn.
Okay, another question.
Okay.
So when we're looking at our charts, and you guys, while you're listening, go to cafeastrology.com and put in your stuff. You need your time of birth, the place of birth, your birth date.
Yes.
Hopefully you know
and
that.
your time, right?
Yeah, I said that one.
And city and state.
Yeah, city and state. Put that in there and it'll give you your chart. I personally like Cafe Astrology because for somebody like me who doesn't really get it, there's a bunch of words and you can just search through and you can save it, email it to yourself, print it out, and just have it as a reference. But a lot of people were asking, I wanted to know, where do we look in our charts to look at sexual compatibility?
Oh, that part.
So I have a class that I teach called Sextrology.
Astrology.
Yes.
Where can we sign up?
Yes.
Where?
Well,
I need to come to the next
I
one.
usually teach it at Sex Down South, but this
Should you bring your sex partner to that? Or?
Well, no. See, okay, so I know it sounds like we're fucking, but that's not what we're doing. It's really, Sextrology is really showing you where in your chart are your signs for sexuality. So because this chart has so much information in it, it's like literally your entire body, right? So when you're looking at it, you want to know what particular parts of the chart are giving you the certain languages that you want. So sexual language is one of the things. So Sextrology is teaching people where your sexual languages are. Okay. So you brought that up. So in Sextrology, there are 4 key points that you want to always look at when you're trying to assess what your sexual language is. So that's sun. The reason why you want to look at your sun sign or look at your sun energy is because your sun energy is going to automatically draw. It's like your fishing pole, right? Yeah, it's your core. So it's like you meet another Libra in the room. You're like, oh, Libra. It's like Aries. It's like your most comfortable spaces is your sun energy, right? So that means you'll naturally draw that into you. So when it comes down to your desires, though, your sexual desires, you find that in your moon sign. Meaning like your moon energy, it teaches us like what it is that we emotionally want. So you're no longer your sun sign when you start to get emotional, meaning whether that be happy emotion or bad emotion, you shift. So knowing what your desires are really good, because if your partners know what your desires are, they can speak to you sexually through your desires. So it's good to know what that is. And then you want to look at your Venus. Venus sign is because it's how you now then show your love. So when you're in a relationship, you're using all Venus energy in relationship, meaning when you buy them stuff or whatever you trying to, it's all Venus stuff, right? We'll buy them stuff or cook for them.
I just said it made me choke on my
because I feel like that's what we do in Venus. The first thing we do, suck their dicks, play with their balls, whatever the thing is. Your Venus energy is what really meets your partner's needs. Okay. But when it comes down to your Mars now, your Mars is your pure sex drive. It's your primal energy.
Primal.
Yeah.
Why is that though? Like who made that?
What you mean who made? The planets made it. The planetary energy, right?
I know, but like who discovered this?
I think so
Aristotle.
Okay, yeah, that is okay. Sorry, we going on the history lesson. Okay, go back to Mars. Mars is a section.
What you was gonna say, because I just threw.
Well, what I was gonna say is that first of all, if you go back and start to look at the first original people with astrology is the Dogon tribe. If you look at the Dogon people, Dogon, you'll start to find that they were the very first people who was talking about what was going on in the heavens, and the way that they came up with the whole information. They was asking them, because they didn't have telescopes, and they was asking, how do y'all know about the planetary alignments? And they was like, well, we meditated and we just kind of zoomed into it, and we know that those energies there. So when they really got the telescope and was able to look and see that these things were exactly where the people said that they were, it let us know that we are connected to everything in the universe, right? Yeah. So that's how we know. We channel things. How do you know some things that happen before they happen?
Or just even like people's energy.
Yeah,
like, we talk about
you're
that
reading
sometimes.
it.
Like our energy might be off, or it might be really good, and you know.
Like y'all chart. We was talking a little bit earlier before we got on the air how y'all drew each other in. Like you didn't even know, but intuitively when y'all synced in together, everything just clicked. But that's what we're doing. Crazy. Yeah.
So wait. Okay. So let me tell.
Because we used to have another person with us, and it wasn't clicking.
Of course. And if I could see their chart, if I could see their chart, I would tell you exactly what happened.
Oh, I would give it to you if I could.
Yeah.
But, I didn't like the last thing she said to me, so we good. Or those niggas. But okay. So for example. I'm a Virgo. Y'all know that. I'm a Virgo. Medina's Libra. But my moon sign is Libra.
Yep.
And Medina's a Libra. And then both of our Venus is in Leo. I remember that. But where was our Mars? I don't remember.
Both of y'all are Mars.
I think I highlighted it on
both of y'all have Venus Leo, and both of you have Mars Aries.
Is that not crazy that we have the same thing?
And y'all also have the same Mercury. You both communicate the exact same way. You both have Libra and Mercury.
So we're probably on opposite sides of the scale because sometimes we're the same, then other times we be like,
okay, so you see I'm gonna tell you why though. Those numbers, the numbers, because I know y'all look at the numbers. Yeah. So every sign has 0 to 30 degrees of separation in between. So when you look at that number, it's letting you know. Yeah, I know, right? So quick math: 0 to 10, you're in elementary school with whatever your aspect is. 10 to 20, you're in middle school. 20 to 30, you're in high school. So when you're looking at these aspects, depending on where your number is, it tells you how much of that you know. Okay. So for the Mercury, like yours is 17, 19. So you're in middle school, right? Okay. You'll be like in 7th grade going to 8th grade.
Okay.
I'm scared.
She is 25.
Oh,
25.
You all the way
so
in
she's in high school.
This is Mercury.
Yes, this is Mercury. So sometimes the communication
is communication.
Yes.
I think you're better than me.
Yeah,
I will hold
that's exactly what I'm
more
about,
than she
that's
will.
Exactly
and
what I'm
I
about
get
to tell
mad
you.
sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like she be saying too much. And it's like, respect my feelings, respect some boundaries.
And
you're doing too much at
I'm
much.
like, well, we just have to get it out or we're going to be mad.
And I'm like, no, you're making me mad right now.
And that's because she's a little bit more advanced in the Mercury communication than you are. So she is going to be a little bit more understanding, where you're going to be more triggered because it's like the middle schooler.
I'm easy.
The middle schooler is like
somebody going through puberty.
Yeah.
I feel very triggered by a lot of things. Not just with you, but just period.
This is just crazy.
Just period across the board. It's like the smallest things. And so sometimes when I recognize that happening, like I've been out of town for the past couple of weeks because everybody was getting on my nerves. And I was like, okay, I know I'm the one that's the problem. It's not the other people, because nobody's really doing anything different. Nobody's doing anything horrible. But I recognize my energy is off. I got to get away. Let me be around some different people, shift some things. Let me just get out of Atlanta and do some different things, reset, recharge, come back. I should be good. I ain't good all the way, but it's the retrograde. Yeah. So. Well, I'm still like, okay, now I'm reflecting. Like, okay, let me see how I can deal with people. Let me recognize, okay, this is something that used to piss me off. Let me try and handle this better this go round. Yeah. And I might not. We'll see.
Yeah. Well,
but then when you go away and come back, are you like, okay, the problem is just gone? Or do you go away and come back and it's like, gone. Okay.
But in my mind, I feel like kind of rejuvenated. Yeah. And then it's like, I feel like, okay, now I can deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's like, okay, I just want to get away from it. Don't want to think about it. I want to do something fun, something light, something happy. Come back, and now I feel refreshed at where I can look at it without like having an attitude or being biased or just having the negative feelings that I have sometimes, or not really listening to other people. I can listen now, and I can be open. It's like, okay, well, I know I had an attitude. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm back.
And it's literally like, and that's how it is in the chart. Yeah, yeah. And the chart says all of that. Crazy. Everything in the chart says that. So, like, me knowing that, like me reading your chart, if we were ever in a communication or something would happen, I would know that you're just having a teenager moment. That's what I would be like. If you're having a teenager moment, it's okay. It's cool, right?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Say that,
yeah. You'd be like, okay, fine.
A whole nother fight. Yeah. Oh, you're having your That's how we communicate. Well, are we? What are we doing?
No, don't say that.
Yeah.
Just give the look.
Yeah.
Is and not a moment. Yes. Okay.
And not a teenager moment, meaning you're being a teenager. I mean your aspect.
Yes. Yeah.
And you have to look at all this stuff as energy. Like you can't look at it as personal things. And I tell people, unzip the people that you're dealing with. If you unzip them and take them out of the body and look at everybody like orbs of energy, then you'll see that they're triggering something for a reason. So it's never a point in time that y'all are not going to have a communication discord where it's not for some type of purpose. It's the charge you're charging one another. Like she's literally here to help you with your communication and vice versa, because part of her age in it now is to find patience, whereas yours is to just work your way through it. Right? It's a difference. It's the same thing.
I feel like I can be very patient.
Yeah.
Sometimes too patient.
You're working through it though,
Okay, what's the next thing?
Wait. But I wanted to know with these numbers and these things. What is our sex one? That's Venus or that's Mars?
Your sex drive one is Mars, right?
So what are our numbers in that?
Okay. Are you ready? Okay. All right. So
they're low.
Mine too.
I quit the show. Sorry, y'all. I've been lying.
Probably low, but I'm getting there.
They are very low.
Are you really?
No, they're in elementary school, but again, you're doing
a motherfucking lie.
But you're doing
but
shows.
Yes,
like come on. Okay, so
I do.
Yours is Aries is 9/18, right? Okay. So you're on your way, and then yours
9/18.
Hers is 9/18.
Like 900.
Remember 30 degrees.
Oh.
So it's 9. So 9 and the point 18 is like it's moving into 10, right?
Okay, got you.
And then yours, Medina, is 6.35. So,
but you know what I read? And tell me if this is wrong. Okay. So I read something somewhere. Maybe it was in there. Maybe it was something else online. But it was like, you are open to things, but you're not the one that's really coming up with the stuff. Your partner will tell you things or teach you things, and you're open to it, and then you'll do it. Yeah. But you're not really going to come up with it. That's me.
Yeah.
All the way.
And I say all the time, I like to be told what to do.
Yeah. You
both
do.
Submissive.
So because Aries, okay, so first of all, I'm Aries, right? So me being Aries, I know everything Aries, right? So Aries, first of all, is the baby of the zodiac. So literally look at it like it starts everything off. And because it wants to be taken care of like a baby. It's very raw. It's very uncut. Like everything about the Aries energy is that. So that's who you guys are in your sexual energy. Your babies, right? And what babies do, they look and they absorb. So they're like, oh, let me see that. Oh, I think I could do that. So when it comes out to
I've been reading Cosmo for a long time, trying to get the sex position, trying to learn
listen,
before I was even fucking.
yeah. So you've been the Aries energy wants to learn sex, like especially when it's in that sign. So it will try things. So you're the tester out. So if your partner comes to you and say, hey, let's do this, and you're like, okay, I'll test it out. My Mars, on the other hand, is in Pisces. Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac.
Oh, so you think you know it?
So I know everything. I've tested. Pisces has the reason why they know everything is because they went through every single sign. When you look at Aries being the first and Pisces being the last, and you know that it's calculating all the way down. I've tried and done everything. That's the reason why I teach sex classes and I do things, but certain aspects don't excite me because I'm like
the spit. You don't want
because now I'm into
I don't
the
like that
sacred
shit.
sexuality, which is something we're going to talk about later. But that's my thing now. So all of the things that people will be just learning in sex don't excite me. I'm excited about something that's not in per se physical. I want some spiritual stuff, some stuff that happens in dreams, those type of things.
So when people are like, what's the sign that's compatible with me?
Yeah.
How do you answer that question? Because it's so broad, really.
I
Once
know.
you figure out that there's
And
so
my
much to
thing
your
is, like,
chart.
is it actually real? Because my compatibility, I think Libra and Gemini is like a perfect match. But right now I'm dealing with a guy who's a Leo.
Your sun.
Absolutely.
And I am in love with him. Like it's like it's like a thing where it's like this wasn't even like a thing.
Yes. So I did an article on Love Nicole recently because they asked me that question too. Like, well, who am I? Sexual compatibility and love compatibility, and how do we find it? And I'm like, you don't. Understand that when you are drawing in partners, you're drawing in exactly who you need at that particular time period.
And it's
so
funny that your Venus is in Leo.
because
and you attracted a Leo.
Yeah, because everything your chart has everything in it. I
Wait,
can show
is your
you.
Venus a Leo too? Oh.
Yeah. And then Venus just moved into Leo last Tuesday. So now we're actually
Wait, Venus moved into what?
I think Venus just went into Leo like last Tuesday. So meaning
So
like
what does that mean?
Just meaning right now that energy is up. Like
Okay.
you're charged up. The Leo energy is charged up. Sexual
did
energy is
cuss in
charged
the
up. You
last-
want to fuck.
Yeah.
You trying to make
Oh,
phone
and I
calls.
just fucking-
I know you did. You just called. You're
Tuesday
making
I was
phone
fucking, I
calls.
think. Let me
Absolutely.
check
Because
my
your Leo
calendar.
energy is charged up and y'all ready to fucking get loose.
Get loose, girl. He
Oh,
pouring
I did text
champagne
somebody
all over my
a really
head.
mean text message because I was trying to fuck.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I let a big dick Leo do anal on me.
See?
Wait. Yes, big.
Okay, we'll get into that
Okay,
later.
we'll talk about it.
But
Yeah,
compatibility, you have to understand that you're gonna draw who and what you are when you need it. So you can't. If I could show, and I could tell you who that you should draw, who you can draw to make you like have this more utopia. But at the same time, that's not the way the chart is set up. The chart is set up to bring you what it is that you need so that you can learn certain things about yourself, because a lot of the relationship habits that we have are also passed down from our parents. So certain things in your chart is for you to break cycles in your parents' relationship history,
Like
and
what
before you
things?
get
I
your
really need to
your
write that
partner
down
that you're
in
supposed to be
bold.
with.
Where do we need to look on our chart for that shit? Because I know mine is fucked
What for
up.
parent stuff?
Well, I need to look up some parent
Okay,
stuff
so parent
too.
stuff is 4th house.
4th house.
So your 4th house energy, which is ruled
What's
by
mine
Cancer.
say?
So right now, so your
I
4th
got another
house
question.
is
4th house is ruled by Cancer.
yeah. So your 4th house is in Sagittarius.
Okay.
So that means you either had a parent who was like not in the home at all times, like maybe military, or somebody who like your parent situation was moving a lot. It was
That
a lot
is
of
absolutely
movement.
true, and it had nothing to do with the military.
Yeah. So
Both parents actually.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like
But
the
more
movement
one
part.
than the other.
Mhm,
Yeah. Okay, so
So and then the other placement is
That's me, or that's your son?
okay. No, I'm still on her.
Look
So
at my handwriting.
So you want to look at 4th house. You also want to look at 10th house as well. 10th house is ruled by Capricorn, but it's also the polar. We talk about polar opposites a lot in astrology because nothing is absolute. That's what you need to understand. Like you're literally everything. So because you're literally everything, if I drew you on a circle on a board, what I'm doing is doing this. I'm just turning your wheel, letting you know, hey, we're talking about this point. Okay, now we're talking about this point. So all these things just twist. So the other placement in 10th house, so yours is Gemini.
Does that mean I'm crazy?
No, it just means that your family relationship was two ways. You had sometimes it was, all good, and then sometimes it was like fucking
This
hell
is so
froze
accurate.
over.
Yes.
Okay, it was just like so much stuff going on. And then the last place, and I always tell people to look for if you're trying to really deal with family stuff too, is also look at the 12th house. Because the 12th house talks about what you need to let go. What programs that you're holding on to so much. So yours is Leo. Okay. So that means you broken hearts or also loyalty. So some things surrounding loyalty and your ideas around loyalty, you need to let those things go so your heart can heal. All right. So for you,
Libras. Kiki's a Virgo, so y'all, that was the Virgos.
It's not about Libras, it's about your specific
chart. So fourth house.
Not about a Virgo.
See, I'm all confused.
I know. So we're talking about family now.
Your birthday, your time of birth, everything
My
about
shit.
This is all your shit. This is not no group shit, right?
Okay,
this is because what I just talked about the Mercury retrograde, that was group shit. We're all dealing with that right now. What we're talking about right now is y'all as individuals, right? Okay. So this is family stuff. So if you really want to tackle, and the reason why we need to really look at family stuff right now, meaning during this time period, because this whole time period of Cancer energy is all about family. That's why we have family reunions, and we have, there's way more family reunions during the July month than there is any other time of the year.
That is so true.
And the reason is either...
I just said mine is every 4th of July.
Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is when I got back from doing the thing, I instantly was like, I have to go home to my family. I couldn't come back to Atlanta. I was like, I need to go home to my family.
Yeah.
Please send me to DFW.
Yep.
Stayed at home for a whole fucking week. I just need to be there.
And we all feel that because this is the point where family matters and the energy of mother and us remembering our childhood really matters. So if you want to heal anything, I mean, if you got childhood trauma or some things happen to you and you haven't necessarily dealt with those things during this time period, every year is the best time to deal with that. So that's what we're talking about. So for you, your 4th house is in Aquarius. Okay. So that's just air. So that means when it came down to you being in a family environment, you got a sense of everything. So they was teaching you about different things, meaning it wasn't no one set principle of religion it was like a whole vast of everything.
That is so true.
So
from just what she's told me about
my dad converted to Islam. My mom, a Christian woman, they married, and then when they started having kids, my dad was like, they were both like, we're not going to make y'all do things. We're going to teach you about Islam. Yep. We're going to teach you about Christianity, and then y'all take it and do what you want with it.
So
you're probably the first actual friend that I had who didn't grow up with parents telling them, this is our religion. This is how it goes. Yep. Whatever.
My eyes are getting juicy.
That's okay.
Isn't it crazy?
So that's
how the stars are saying all of this about your life and it's real.
Yeah.
That's why when people are like, I don't believe astrology, I'm like,
it's math. It's calculation.
Science.
Yeah. And if you believe in science, and I'm a firm believer that math is our true religion. What I mean is everything breaks down to a calculation. Music, dance, no matter what it is, it breaks down to a number. So if you believe in the science of math, then you know that there's a calculation to the point in which you were born.
And even a lot of these things, you see them in different religions, pieces of it.
Yes,
in different
religions. Absolutely.
Okay, but go ahead.
So 10th house. So your 10th house is in Leo. So Leo is the opposite. So loyalty again. What I was telling her about, a lot of y'all energy of why y'all together is because y'all don't even know that y'all also helping each other heal in a lot of ways, family wise too. Because Leo has a lot to do with loyalty and has a lot to do with shining and not being afraid to be on the front. So when it came down to the family perspective, somebody in the household, whether it be your mom or your dad, sacrificed for the family, meaning they wanted to do this. They want to broadcast and they wanted to write and be, but they didn't. They just said, okay, well, we're going to be about the family and that kind of stuff. So it talks about you having a parent.
My dad, he used to be a singer, and he was really on his way. And him and my mom ran away and moved to, oh my God, they moved to
LA.
That
is so crazy.
And then
I'm
my
just telling
mom
you
was
what's in the
basically
chart.
like, you can't keep doing this shit.
Yeah.
So he sacrificed for the family.
Sacrifice for the family. So it was daddy, right? So then your last placement, because now you're going to be like, oh my God, how do you see me? It's all right here, right? So then the last placement is Libra. You have Libra Sol. This is a big thing for you, right? Because you are Libra and then you have Libra in the 12th house. So what that means is finding your balance between how much you give to the world and how much you keep for yourself is a big thing, because everybody in your family has overgiven. Meaning like mom, dad, everybody. So you have a cycle of overgiving or overcompensating to please people versus keeping some for yourself. So the thing to fix in this lifetime is making sure that you have a balance. You have you were born the Libra for a reason. You were born the Libra in the family to show and be the trailblazer on moving forward on balance in the family. So yeah, I'm going to help. But when you feel that thing in your gut that says don't, like you got to reserve, you got to listen to it. Because if not, then you blow up on everybody. You're like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Y'all taking advantage of me. No, you just gave too much. It's just really what it is. And that's a cycle in your family of giving too much.
Wow.
Okay.
That is so crazy.
This, I have
My paper over.
chills. I don't want to go home. And I don't want to go. I want to live with you. Like, this is crazy how on point that was. And that wasn't even like some psychic shit. That was like, I haven't even had like a reading like that. Yeah, that was like everything you said was just like really real.
Yeah.
So what else you see on that chart?
But I mean, what other questions you got, boo boo? I got a whole lot of here.
I want to know about our love lives, like our our romantic lives.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Talk about that. We talk about sex.
Okay, so anytime you look in the chart, you want. Okay, so we talk about love. We talked about the Venus perspective. You want to study your Venus perspective so that you will know how you love because the way you love is also the way you expect love. So you have, again, we said both of y'all Venus are both in Leo. So
but wait, before you get into that, talking about the way you love is also the way you expect love. Yeah. That's not like, not that I want to make it right and wrong, but like reading like the 5 languages of love and stuff like that. The way you love isn't always how you're going to get the love back.
That's right.
Okay. Do you believe that?
Yes, okay. I know that. I know that to be true. And then what happens is we feel like because we do a certain thing for a person that we feel like if they do it exactly back the exact same way, that's the proof of love. But everybody's love language is different. So because that is, your love language for me may be touch, right? But then mine may be gifts. So, but I'm like, oh, well, you didn't touch me today, so you don't love me. But then I just gave you, like, it's different. So we have to start understanding that if we study our Venus signs and study our Venus language, then we'll understand when our partners are doing love things for us, we'll know what they're doing. We won't just think that they are completely ignoring us and don't know what we need because we're expecting it back the same way we gave it out. And that's the problem.
Yeah. I do like to talk to guys about that. But I will say, even when we have different love languages, I still personally would like for him to like give a little. Like I can give a little to try to show you love how you like love. Just like I want you to show me love how I like it. Like let's have some give and take here. Like you might be all about gifts. Nick, I'm not buying you gifts every day. Right. But I have something else that I can do that will show you that I care and that I'm genuinely interested. Just like I don't expect you to buy me gifts I like them. But I don't expect you to buy me gifts all the time because that's not my love language. I feel like, niggas can buy gifts any day. Yeah. I want something else. Yeah. And so I kind of want some give and take there. I think that goes with communication.
I was just going to say, you have to talk about that because we're not having these conversations. And because we're not having these conversations, what we're doing is we're doing behaviors and we're expecting the duplication of it. But we're not reading each other's minds. Like we're literally in this world experiencing each other. So if I want something, I'll say, hey, I'm doing this. And the ways in which I would really expect love or things that I want, these are the things. So give a person a chance, and then so you can kind of at least see versus us wanting men or wanting our lovers to be our mind readers, because that's unfair.
That's not fair.
Yeah, it's just not fair. So, I told y'all about y'all Venus and y'all Leo. Oh, you didn't mix it?
I didn't. I forgot because it was already green.
You want some ice?
Yeah,
I mixed mine. Mine's is delicious.
Girl. Okay, so go ahead.
So Venus. So I told y'all. Y'all have the same Venus signs. Y'all both in Leo.
So much of this.
But y'all Leo energy, right, is primary. We talked about this. Between 0 and 10. So it's still in elementary school learning, right? So a lot of the ways in which y'all give love, y'all are doing that thing, meaning you're expecting men to read your minds. That's number one. Okay.
Text messages.
Yeah. So
Just try.
number one, stop that shit from this point moving forward. Okay. You have to really speak it, because what happens when y'all don't get that, y'all look at that as disloyal. That's where it hits you at, as disloyalty. And that's not, so now y'all balling up and like, what is this ball up of? Y'all can't see they balling up in the corner. What's this ball up? And
I mean, that has happened.
I mean, it is true.
yes.
Because I literally went off on somebody, I guess it was a month ago, because it was right before you left or right around the time you left. And I was just sexually frustrated. But I was like, I feel like if we're going to be fucking, when it comes to sex, like, you got to fuck me better. And you're not doing it. But then I realized, well, bitch, your ass was pretty fucking drunk and you didn't tell him anything. So even when you were having sex, there was no feedback. All he could do was probably whatever the last girl wanted or whatever he wanted to do. And how is he going to know? You have to speak up. But once I spoke up, the world opened up and said, here you go. Good sex.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See?
So
Look how easy it is. Look how easy.
I mean, that was just sex. So we'll see what happens.
I have to say, that is really spot on for both of us.
Yes.
Like, she's her own girl and that's woman, but I know that we've had conversations and we want dudes to do certain things and it's like, he just need to do it. I had a
It's hard to say it though,
really
right?
hard to say it without being like,
I don't want to hurt their feelings.
well, sometimes, but
Or
sometimes
don't know how to say it.
But I'm not even talking about a sex thing. Sometimes I'm talking about like a financial thing.
Yeah.
Like I was stuck somewhere and I needed to get a hotel room and I literally just couldn't. I was like, fuck, like I've budgeted and I just can't do this. And I wanted to be like, the dude I'm fucking with should just get it. But who am I to you don't know that I can't get it right now. And I wanted him to read my mind, which he did. But if he wouldn't have, I would have been mad.
Feel you.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like sometimes we have been like, well,
but
you
it's
just
hard
you just need to know.
to do that. Is there something in our charts about pride or something? Like, why is this in the way? Because some girls just be asking and they get it.
It's, you know what? I think it's
And it's like,
I think it's black women as a whole, though. I think and I'm going to just talk about me and my generation. I feel like we definitely come from a cycle of women who were sacrificial lambs, I'll say. I feel like my mother and her mother, I think a lot of them, they sacrificed what they wanted, for the sake of the family and all this kind of stuff. So a lot, so I picked that up, right? And so now I'm training my 15-year-old to ask for what it is that she wants, but I'm realizing that the cycle of me is passed down to her. So what I'm saying as a group, as a whole culture of black women, we have not been comfortable enough to ask for what we want.
I think it's because like black women are always expected to be like the strong one. I'm
come
gonna
on.
carry everything on my back and I'm gonna
do it with a smile. I'm gonna take care of all these badass, ugly ass kids that I didn't want.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't want to do that.
No.
I don't aspire to be like the strong black woman who's gonna take care of the whole family when niggas need
I'll
to be
take care of
doing it.
myself, but I really would like some
And
help.
I'm not saying I won't take care, but like, some help is
Well, I'm
needed
gonna take care of a whole damn family. That's what I meant by that. Fuck that.
But I have noticed that sometimes as a black woman, I feel like it's hard to ask. I talk to some of my white girlfriends and these aren't even conversations.
And they make us feel guilty.
But these aren't even conversations that come up with. They're like, what? You're asking if he's buying your flight? That's not even a conversation in their world.
I need a flight.
Is he paying the bills? That's not even a conversation in their world. But in the black culture, sometimes it's like y'all just expect black women to just get it all together. That shit is not fair.
And then when we ask and we get it, then there's other women, other black women who will be like, well, why would you do that? You need to do it on your own.
Right, absolutely. And that's what I mean about the culture of us doing it by ourselves.
You need some help. Why we can't get no help?
Well, the reality is we have to now train our culture of men how to treat us because we were afraid to ask, they didn't do, and they're in a culture of not doing.
And so I don't want to train.
Well, the thing is, you don't train by literally training, meaning like hands-on training.
What do I do?
You train by taking care of yourself. The way in which we're going to train men and our culture of men to start taking care of us is by us taking care of ourselves and putting all of the attention on ourselves. See, what we do is we want to take care of ourselves and then big him up and then wait on him to big us back up after we big him up. That's not going to work, baby. You got to almost like make him chase for your time and your attention. And not that it's really about the chase, but what I'm saying is we train people how to treat us. And if you look at other cultures, they don't even give certain men a certain men time of day.
I see it every day on 90 Day Fiance, y'all. I'm telling y'all, watch the show. You can learn some things. I've been learning some things. These girls coming over here to America doing nothing but getting lip injections. Do you know how much I pay for mine?
But that part is so profound. You're
Yeah.
not even giving that type of somebody that's not going to give you what you need and what you want.
Yeah.
No, I'm not even talking about financially. I'm just talking about what you need and what you
Whatever
want.
it is.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
You're not even giving that nigga a chance.
Yes.
He don't have a car. Bye. And if you're okay with people not having a car, that's one thing. That was just an example.
Exactly.
But if
But
you're
that's
not
not
cool
something
with
that
that,
you want.
that's not something that I want.
No.
So I'm sorry, we can't continue.
But we do that, and what we do is we have these hypotheticals. And what I mean is you get with a man and we see all these things that he could be. And so what you do is you fall in love with what he could be.
And he's not going to be
And then
that.
when he doesn't show up on what you thought he should be, then now you mad at him.
Now you
But
mad at him
How
and
you gonna be
pregnant.
mad at him, though? But he never showed you that this was him in the first place. He showed you who he was.
Mm-hmm.
What you did was went into fantasy land because I feel like we're still caught into this whole Disney idea of what marriage and relationship is supposed to be. We get trapped. When we don't realize is that when you meet a person, you shouldn't be meeting a person for who he's going to be or who she's going to be. Meet that person, be with that person for who they are right now. And if they change and grow, great. But you shouldn't be in a relationship with a person because of who they're going to be in the next, 2, 5,
That
or
is
10
some
years.
sound advice. If that nigga ain't paying for the dates and you want a nigga to pay for some dates,
Why are you with him?
Why are you
Oh,
with
he's
him?
going to pay for dates. When, sis? When is that going to happen?
Never.
If you pull up to the gas station and you get out and you pump your gas and you don't want to be with a nigga that doesn't pump your gas, he is not gonna start. Oh,
No, he's not.
Come on, somebody.
He's not. So we have to lead these relationships off and not be afraid out the gate to
That part, 'cause we
say
be
what we
scared.
want. Like you gotta say what you want out the gate. And what I mean out the gate mean conversation number one. Because what happens is we want to not say everything because we think he's cute and we want to spend some time with him and we're afraid.
Or you think he might be something.
Oh my God. And we're so afraid to put it all out on the table. But then if you don't put it all out on the table, then he thinks that you only want the little things that you said. And then he's going to show up on those little things that you said because he's trying to get to the ass, right? Yeah. But then when he gets to the ass, on whatever those things he gave you to get to the ass, that's all he's going to give you. The foundation in which you start a relationship is going to be the same foundation it ends on. Remember that always.
Will you help me raise my child? When I have my
I would love to.
Please. This is like, I
That is
needed
real
to
advice,
hear
though.
this.
Yeah.
This
really
is
is.
like, so how many houses are there?
12.
There's 12. Oh, because there's 12 Zodiac signs.
Yeah.
Oh.
And see, I'm glad you said that. And you look at those 12 Zodiac signs like grades. First sign, Aries, first grade. Okay.
What's the sign you look at if you want to see if you get married?
7th house. So 7th house shows your relationship style, and it also shows how you expect, like once you get married, what type of relationship energy that you would like to receive or how you want that relationship to flow. The reason why is because the 7th house is ruled by Libra, and Libra is the ruler of love and relationships in that particular way.
Y'all heard it?
So in 7th house,
I read something that said basically that's not in the cards for me.
No.
you have Pisces.
You read that on there?
Not on there, but something else I saw. It was just like, it probably won't work out well for you.
And this is the thing. Look at everything like potential energy.
Mm-hmm.
Potential energy means this is the things that could happen.
Okay.
Right? And in that could happen, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an absolute situation. It means that your favors, so meaning that you will probably work better
odds are
outside.
not in your favor.
Well, it just means that the things that you're probably going to do in your life will probably more so be better if you were not in a quote unquote like lockdown relationship. But
I think that's
but that's
true.
not what I see though. So
Oh,
I don't
what
know
you
who,
see?
because what I see is you have 7th house in Pisces. So
Okay.
Pisces again is the old energy, right? So just the last. So it means that you just need foundation. You will probably go with an
old
older
man?
man. Yeah, older man. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I've always wanted.
Yeah, and
I've
that's
been in
why-
love with Rick Fox since I was like 7.
Well, you might need to go ahead and just give him a phone call.
I mean, if I knew Rick Fox, I don't know his ass.
Right.
Does anybody know Rick?
But old energy or older guy, somebody who's definitely older than you, that can really give you stability so that you can be the flutterfly and just go do all the things that you want to do. And he's at home because Pisces energy don't like to do much. They just like to stay at home and kind of, keep the home great. And because it's the last sign. So it's like old man, old woman, right? So
I want an old man. That would be perfect.
Well, according to your chart, if you get an old man, you'll be happiest.
I would get some money out of a marriage.
Well,
which is promising because that was also something I had prayed on.
Well, I'll say if you're with an older man, chances are, depending on how old he is, you know what I'm saying?
I'm open-minded.
Hey, I'm just saying. You'll be better in that, okay?
Okay,
now,
my 7th house, please don't be some fuckboy shit.
Okay.
Did you look so defeated before she even said anything?
So, your 7th house is in Aries.
What that
we
mean?
talked about, so it's polar opposites.
He's a
y'all
baby.
Too. So now he's a baby.
I forgot that.
Your energy is a baby. We're talking about you now.
Yours is in the.
So basically, the type of relationship style you need is someone who's gonna allow you to be like you're learning. Mm-hmm. It's the baby, so you're learning relationships. So open relationships would probably be a good thing, or poly relationships, because you're going to be learning relationships a lot. And getting into one for an Aries 7th house is like, but I just learned. Why would I lock down? And I just learned it, so now I need to go learn this. So it's just letting you know that your partner is going to be someone who is going to be stable enough to deal with you as you are developing what it means to you to be in the 7th house in a relationship.
I just want you to look at my face because we have had this conversation so many times, and I've told Medina, like, I think that's what you need. That will make you happy.
Yeah.
You got to find somebody who's going to be okay with that.
But
because that is what she wants.
And I'm going to whisper, I'm going to mouth it so I don't. I just got back from my dude was okay with it. Mm-hmm. He was like, go and do your thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what you need. Someone.
You come back.
And that's love to you. To you, that's the relationship style. Like that's what I need.
Some freedom.
Yes, you need freedom. You definitely got to have freedom in your 7th house of Aries.
I need an old man who ain't doing too much.
That's okay. You gonna get him, boo. Listen, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help you get him. You gonna get him.
Oxygen tank on his head. What you want today, baby? Soup? I got it. I'm eating chicken, but I'm gonna make sure yours.
And you gonna be there dressed up.
And we gonna be watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he can't go nowhere. He can't change the channel.
He's not gonna want to. As long as you're there, I'm telling you.
I always wanted to be like Anna Nicole.
All he want is that Pisces. All he gonna want is that you there, baby. As long as you're there and you doing all that stuff for him, he's gonna be like, yes.
Somebody with a Pisces where?
7th
Where
house.
should it be?
Well, no.
That's where mine is.
That's where yours is. They could be Pisces Sun, will be good.
Maybe Venus and Pisces.
Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising for sure, right?
Pisces. That's my damn friend Thomas.
Yeah, Pisces. Mm-hmm.
But Thomas is gay. So that's not an option, but we do have a lifelong bond.
Yeah, that's
what we do on Sundays. He don't even live here. He lives in Chicago, and we watch Housewives together.
Yeah, he's just here to give you an example, like helping you to foster what that relationship is going to be like. He's just giving you an example.
Let me tell him.
So yeah, he's like helping you to develop that. You know what I'm saying? But definitely, it don't matter as long as as long as you're there, he's gonna definitely be like, oh yay.
How does everything even like align? I feel like what
y'all should see her.
I said I'm going to the cigar bar tonight. That's where the old daddy.
But you need to go to the nursing home.
Pisces, I'm about to volunteer in a minute. You want to go?
We about to have a whole volunteer event. We're like cocktails volunteer at the nursing home.
They're gonna be like these fucking predators, and their kids gonna start showing up. But that will be a good thing. Then you'll see your kids.
Yeah, you'll see your kids. We're here to help.
I did see something else that said I was gonna have a fight over inheritance in my thing. I think that actually already happened, but that's another story for another day. Because they're listening.
Mm-hmm. But definitely, so I said in the sun chart, so that means look for Pisces Sun, Pisces Rising will be good too, or either someone who even has like what can I say, Pisces, Venus, or Mars, one of those two. So any Pisces
from Sextrology, some from one of those sides. I wrote that down earlier.
Yes.
My notes are full.
Same for you.
I've been to school today.
Yeah.
I need to look for a Pisces. What is it?
No, you're Aries. So having a partner who has Aries aspect, or someone who is an Aries, or someone who understands your Aries energy, that means he has either Aries Sun, Aries Rising, or he has Aries somewhere in his Venus or Mars or 7th house energy.
I'm about to ask this nigga, what time was you born? Where? When?
And
what?
Put it in on
He gonna be like, what?
I know he gonna say that, but he gonna forget. Just do it. I've been doing it lately. Okay, I have one other thing.
Okay.
And we probably need to move on.
Okay.
Okay, this, I don't think it really has anything to do with sex or dating, but it was something that I read about myself and I was like a little confused. Lilith.
Okay.
That's your
Lilith.
dark side, right?
What is it called?
Lilith.
Okay, I've never even heard of it.
I hate when they say dark side, because I think they try to give Lilith such a bad name.
She was
black.
name.
Was she black?
Lilith was
I'm literally-
Lilith black?
I'm literally walking Lilith. Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Well, I
Lilith
like your
walking.
energy.
Okay. So good. I'm glad you do, because I'm representing what they try to shine or what they try to hide. I'll say.
The
Meaning,
other stuff.
it's just the wildness.
That's what I'm saying. Was
is-
Lilith black? And they was like, we gonna make this bitch
Well,
the
she
dark
was. She was the
side.
first. Lilith is
So,
the
yes,
very
she
first
was
woman ever. Period. So absolutely. And in that energy, she is the primal force of energy. Period. So that means she is the wild energy. That means she ain't thinking about marriage and all those kind of things. She is like, what do I need to do for me? What do I need to do
But
for
who
the children?
is Lilith? Is she a horoscope?
What you mean? She's a part of the aspect in your chart. So yes,
I
she's a
just never have heard of
representation.
Lil.
There's a
Lilith.
story that I read where it kind of goes into religion, and you know Eve, Adam and Eve.
Yes.
So like Lilith was like the bad Eve.
She was the first wife. They say she was the first wife to
I'm mad because she was
Adam,
black and then he left her
They
for
was
a
both
white
Well,
woman.
she
I mean, according
didn't.
to me.
Yeah, she didn't follow along with a lot of the rules and
she was
things.
like, "Fuck
And she was like,
fuck you, Adam. Nigga, I ain't about to be doing this shit.
Okay, we out here in the fucking jungle.
Right.
I'm ready to go. It's
I'm about
hot.
to twist my hair.
yes. Because the original story was that Lilith was created first. She was created first before man was. So woman was created first prior to man. So when we ask the question, what came first, chicken or the egg? We already know it's the chicken because it was her that was first, But through her not being docile and, tameable and all
The
these
men came
things,
along.
she was, ostracized or whatever, and she went on, and then here comes Eve from his rib, because again, Lilith was
she
shaped
was
and
already
formed.
weak.
Yeah, Lilith was shaped and formed out of the same thing that Adam was, in a sense. But Eve was taken from the rib, right? So here's the difference in where these two women line up. Because one, you come from me. So because you come from me, you should know how to not do these things. Lilith didn't come from me. Lilith was her own separate entity. So that energy represents our wild energy outside of anything else.
Wild
like
energy.
any,
I like that better.
yeah, any
Dark.
response. Yeah, it's wild energy is what it is. So like my Lilith is in Leo, right? And because the Leo energy in Lilith shows up as sexual energy, for most of my life, what I could say my experience was, whether it was a woman or a man, I've always had this sexual draw to people. And I'm like, why does everybody just seem like they want to fuck me? Like, I'm so smart. I got all these things. I'm like, all these things going on me. Like, why? What is this going on? So the more I started studying what my Lilith energy is, and it being in Leo, it just draws people to me, because part of my job here is to help people to free up sexually. So like my marriage, at the end of my marriage was an open relationship, because I needed more expression to who I was sexually. So I had to get into those spaces. So knowing what my Lilith energy was, that's who I am.
So I'm
sex
not a
conference-
hoe. It's Lilith.
No, you're not. Well, you are Lilith though. So literally,
But you and Lilith
Lilith
are
is
the
not a
same.
hoe though. She's
Lilith
not
ain't no hoe.
No, she's not.
I ain't no hoe.
Got a lot of energy. You're just trying to spread it out.
I can't help it. I'm here to
She's
teach
not a hoe.
y'all.
all about perspective.
She's not a hoe.
Fuck yeah.
No, it's sexual energy. Like, so what you're doing, having the aspects of Lilith here, teaching the sex show, all these things, is because you're learning who you are sexually. And then through that, like I tell people all the time, transparency is what heals us all. So as you're learning yourself and learning this Lilith energy and learning all these things, you're now teaching people, whether you know it or not, through your own experience, you're teaching people about sex. And because you're desensitizing a lot of things, you're allowing other people to have experiences through you, and they're not as scared, not as afraid to try these things. That's what the Lilith energy is for.
So we just got Lilith flowing through our veins.
Yes, we do.
Oh my God. Now I want to is there an image of Lilith?
Yes. You can type it up. Pull it up.
Stop it. I'm about to get Lilith tatted all on my back. Because this bitch just gave me life.
Yes.
Lilith.
Yes. Lilith.
Lilith.
But it's a horned woman. So basically she has claws, and she looks like a wing. They call her a winged woman. So a woman who could fly. She has wings. but she has almost like this primal thing too. So she has claws, you know. So it's wild. It's a wild energy of a woman, right?
I am so I'm connected with Lil. I gotta call her Lil.
Lil.
Where was your Lilith?
Oh wait, is it on that paper?
Yes, it is. So you're Lil.
gotta
Both
be
of y'all
high.
Lilith's in Virgo.
Does that mean we're in high school?
No.
It's the degrees that tell us the grades.
Sorry.
We gonna get it down, Melissa. We gonna get it down.
Are we in high school?
It's a lot
No.
to learn.
No.
Lilith is in Virgo, so what is that?
And y'all both Virgo. So y'all both in middle school with it. So that means your primal energy, y'all are okay with your primal energy. You're letting it out. Meaning that you recognize it. And again, the show, all of this is about that. Meaning like y'all are expressing your sexual energy. You're teaching people about it indirectly. You're talking about your own shit. But what you're doing is you're desensitizing certain sexual behaviors and certain sexual things. Right. And so, the thing about the Virgo energy too is also like, you ever heard that virgin thing with Virgo energy? Because both of y'all Lilith is in Virgo. It doesn't really mean virgin. Right. It really means like woman without a man, meaning like a woman who can birth her own. Yeah, no. It's empowering when you think about the fact that it doesn't mean
you don't need a man.
Right. Meaning if you choose, it's about choice, right? Because a lot of people feel like they don't have a choice. They have to have a man or they're not in anything.
You right about that.
Yeah, but y'all have choice. It's just like, I can pick and choose who I want to be with and what I want to be with because my energy is about teaching and I'm here to teach certain things. So that's a good aspect to have. It's not the virgin.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah, it's not a virgin.
Well, I never thought it was a
It's
virgin.
sacred woman.
But everything I look at, it'll be like, people think of Virgos as the virgin. They're not the virgin.
No, it's
That's
sacred.
just a picture that somebody created. But really, it's blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Usually a lot of fucking words.
It's a sacred woman. It's really what the Virgo energy is. It's a woman who moves on her own accord. You know what I'm saying? So when you see her in white,
that's true of both of us.
Yeah. So y'all moving, your wildness is moving on your own accord. You're not asking for permission or you're not needing anybody to validate that. You know what I'm saying? You're dissecting it yourself. Virgo energy dissects. So it goes all the way down into something. Now the problem is sometimes you go too far.
Yeah,
so
I fall in the black hole every Friday night.
Yeah,
on the internet, looking up shit.
That's I would say the only downfall to it is
with Thomas.
Yeah.
I gotta go pee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you can just because I love knowing so much.
Yeah.
Not even I enjoy being a know-it-all, but not even for that purpose. I really like if I find an interest in something, I like being able to learn about it.
They say they can't hear something on here.
Okay, well, y'all know y'all gonna have to tune in on the real. Oh shoot!
They said they couldn't hear.
Y'all have to tune in on the real day of the show to hear the whole thing if you can't hear it all, because we're still mic'd up. But right, this is gonna be a good episode. I'm trying to ask all the questions that y'all ask. Some of the things I'm not going to ask because I think that from what she's explained about the signs and where you look on your chart for things, you'll see that your question, there's no real answer. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Like people are like, oh, what's the best match for an Aquarius?
Yeah.
But like we talked about, there's so many different aspects of things to figure out who your best match is.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
And when you're drawing certain people in, just realize no matter who it is, like it's because they're coming to help you in some kind of way in your chart. So they may not be
Like
your
a life
soulmate.
lesson.
Yeah, they may not be your soulmate.
How
but
do you figure out who your soulmate is?
Well,
like,
see,
how do you know once you meet them?
I feel like your soulmates are all the people that you draw throughout your life. See, our problem
is it always romantic? 'Cause
No.
Sometimes I feel like mine are not.
No, sometimes it's not sexual. Sometimes it's not romantic. Sometimes it's just the day.
So what's the feeling you might get?
You may I think a feeling of wanting to talk, wanting to know more, wanting to dig more into yourself. Like this energy is helping you to discover stuff about yourself. Meaning the more they're talking to you and you're talking to them, you're like, oh, that makes me think about this or that. So soulmates are here to reveal things about your soul. That's what that means.
What's weird? I feel this sounds crazy, but I really feel like my little cousin is one of my soulmates, and I feel like we have multiple. But I feel like, okay, yes.
Yeah.
Once my aunt was pregnant with him, we used to be really close. Then we weren't. And we had a very negative relationship. But when she was pregnant with him, and I was okay with her being pregnant and her having this baby, even though I didn't think it was the best choice, I was like, okay, getting used to the idea. I felt like he has brought us closer. And then my relationship with him is just like, this is like my little baby.
Yeah.
And we're so close. And sometimes when I'm with him, he can just like sense when I'm having a bad day. I never tell him. Of course, he's 3. He's about to be 4. I'm not telling him about my life problems and stuff. When he comes around, we eating ice cream, candy. We're watching these damn train shows and shit that I don't want to do. But it's just like a good feeling when I'm around him. It doesn't, and I don't like all kids.
Yeah.
I don't want my own.
Yeah.
Let's be clear. But like him, we just have a really good connection. And so when I went to Louisiana for the 4th of July, he was at my grandparents' house. When he saw me, both of our eyes just lit up. We were so excited to see each other. And I'm like, oh, we have such a great connection. Even though sometimes he's bad, but I feel like that's one of my soulmates.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I feel like sometimes with soulmates, you have these people, and I don't know if this is necessarily a soulmate, but you meet these people who are so important in your life, but it's only for a phase.
Yes.
You're there for a while, and then you may have a falling out, or maybe you just grow apart. It could be dramatic or not. But it's like, are those people soulmates too, or is there another name for those people who are just supposed to be there for a phase?
You can call them whatever you want. I just think as long as we're understanding that you're going to meet people, and I call them soulmates. I call every person who is coming to my life to shift or change something about my soul, my soulmate. And what I mean is, like you said, your nephew or your cousin. There are people that come into your life that it has nothing to do. See, we've put the label of soulmate, meaning like your soul partner and somebody who you're going to be with for the rest of your life. When soulmates come into your life, like we just said, for just a very short time period, it has nothing to do with the fact of a sexual chemistry thing. And these people can come in and go out of your life and then come back into your life too, many, many years later. So I think if we start to look at our chart as a whole thing, meaning that if you look at the fact that you're literally every sign from Aries all the way down to Pisces, when people do come into your life and they do spark something in you, you'll go with it. And you won't put the time frame on it too. Like, oh, this is my soulmate. I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life. You're going to absorb whatever it is that comes out of it because you know it's giving you something for that time period. And not wanting to entertain it because you think he's not or your soulmate, which we miss out on a lot of things in life. When we just are looking for this
future thing, and it's like now you're about to
and you're only looking for this one person, and because you looking for this one person, when people show up and you think they don't meet all the characteristics of what's going on, you want to discard them. But it's something about them that you need. That's the reason why you drew them in. Everything about us is a magnetism. We're all magnets. So even right now, y'all drew me in, right? We drew each other in. Y'all drew me in because I've been talking about doing more radio. So that's how I manifested y'all. But y'all manifested me in.
Sometimes I draw in drug dealers. Okay. And so I'm like, are you coming here?
I did not think you were going to say that.
It's been happening a lot. Okay. And so it's like,
is he coming in to bring you drugs?
Am I supposed to be doing drugs? Am I supposed to change his life?
So let's talk about this from 2 perspectives, right? Okay. I'm going to talk about it from a spiritual perspective because I always like to go into those. Could have been something in past life that you're here to complete. If you're drawing in a lot of drug dealers, you could have been involved in something drug related in the last life. That's the first thing I would say. The second thing I would say too is probably because you have an idea of success and money and what comes along with that. And people who are dealing with drugs, they have a lot of access to money, quick time, quick things. So in your mindset, it could be, oh, this is the fastest way I'm going to get to what I want in certain things. So those are 2 aspects that I would give you as a coach of saying, hey, we got to look at these 2 things and see which one it is.
Dang.
Okay, I have something because, we're almost, ain't nobody going to kick us out. But I know we
started late. The mics was broken.
This really needs to be like a 2-part episode.
Yes,
but
it does.
I'll come back.
Okay, good. Because we really are going to have you for a bonus episode that y'all going to have to pay for on Patreon.
They're asking for their birth charts.
Yes. No. We're not doing y'all's birth charts. It's just us, and we only doing a piece of it. But, okay, there's a few things that I've seen online. Terms.
Okay.
Hiccups. God damn. Twin flames.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh, my God. Well, it depends on who you ask, right? Because to me, twin flames.
Well, I trust you.
I trust you too.
Yeah,
because you've been on it today.
So twin flames is almost like your twin, but not somebody that you were literally born with, but somebody who shows up that mirrors you in a lot of ways. You know what I'm saying? So our twin flame could be our partner, it could be our husband, it could be your best friend. It could be the same thing like we were just talking about with soulmates. To me, soulmates and twin flames are very similar in the sense that they show up in your life to really activate some things about you. The difference to me, though,
I feel like they're confusing.
Yeah, I know they are. They are confusing because they're literally the same shit. The only difference to me is that twin flames tend to finish your sentences. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like almost reading your mind. They're very cardinally attached to your energy, meaning like they can feel certain things and they speak out before you do, or they show up right on time. So twin flames is almost like having a twin, but that you wasn't in the womb with them. Literally twins. Yeah, y'all not literally twins. It's just that y'all, are like twin flame. I mean, literally like twins. Meaning like a lot of aspects too, I find in people who are twin flames have a lot of similar aspects in their chart.
How do you see that in a chart?
You can the same way, like, so basically like how I was telling you guys about certain things that y'all literally like twin flames to one another in this particular situation.
Okay.
Because
y'all have our sex.
Yeah, well, when it comes to this, y'all life in which how y'all want to manifest in your careers. Your careers are similar, so that means y'all match when y'all show up. You can have conversations with her and she totally gets it. So it's like you don't have to try hard with your twin flame. You get it. You know what I'm saying? And it can go on forever. You lose track of time with your twin flames. Like it's just a whole other outer world experience when you're dealing with it.
Okay, the other one. Karmic relationships. What's that?
So I
feel like that's the nigga that comes back.
Heard of these things.
What I've heard, I don't really know, but what I've always thought of is like, if it's a karmic relationship, it's like this nigga comes into your life. You might think it's all good, but really he's only there to teach you a lesson because you did somebody wrong. That's how I feel about it. Now, I could be
so it's
totally
like karma.
Yeah, karma.
But see, every relationship is karmic.
Yeah, but that one hit a little different.
They will all hit different.
That one hits you like a slap in the face.
They will all hit different.
Somebody you didn't think would slap you.
They will all hit different. I would say that. And particular ones, depending on how hard the lesson is, meaning, again, we was talking about earlier about things and passed down to you from your family members. Yeah. So certain things you're going to have to go through, or you're experiencing because your mom and your dad went through it and maybe they didn't clear those things. So sometimes karma can be passed down to you through certain situations, but karma
is so true. I'm tired of people passing down shit to me.
Well,
I gotta end it today.
But karmic relationships are still great. Like I want us to start talking about
they feel
things
very
that
negative.
Well, they only feel negative because you don't understand them. But
I understand that I'm getting the negative things.
Oh, okay, but negative is just as good as positive, right?
No.
Why is not? How would you know what positive?
Bad.
How would you know what positive was if there was no negative?
But negative doesn't feel good.
Exactly. It doesn't feel good. So like I feel like sometimes like maybe it's like the sins of the father, kind of. That phrase.
But how would you know something is good?
Passes down. And it's like, this person went through this, and it's the same thing, and here I am, and now I got to deal with it. And I didn't do shit. I didn't even ask to be here.
Yeah, but you did. But you did ask to be here.
How?
You did. Because, again, I believe...
How did I ask to be here?
I believe energy, because I'm a scientist first. Energy is never created nor destroyed. It's a constant thing, right?
So who is the bitch in the past life who asked me to be here? Because I did.
You were the bitch in the past life that asked you to be here because you had some other shit that you had to do, and you knew that only you was gonna be able to do it. So what we're gonna do?
She had too much faith.
Well, you here though, but you beat out. In 1 tablespoon of sperm is 3 billion sperm in 1 tablespoon of ejaculate.
I feel like it was.
And you beat out 2.9 billion sperm to be in this reality. So what I'm saying,
I'm confused by that.
You're not confused by it.
I'm just like, really, why am I here? I didn't ask for this. This is too much stress. It's too much pressure. My shoulder hurt. I didn't make the chiropractor today because I had my eyelashes done.
See,
but go ahead.
That's all that Virgo.
I'm just joking.
That's all that Virgo shit. Like, I don't just want to do it. I don't want to deal with it today. You know what I'm saying? But
I do kind of.
Yeah.
Today.
But
now I'm really open. I was just making a joke. Go ahead. Sorry.
But in reality, like, we've beat everything. Understand that the vagina has acids and things that are trying to kill you to get into this reality.
Kill me?
Yes.
Our vagina?
Yeah, the vagina has...
My own vagina is trying to kill me?
No, your mama's vagina was trying to kill you.
Oh, that bitch was trying to kill me.
Okay? Your mama's vagina was trying to kill... And my mama's vagina trying... What I'm saying is she only wants the strongest seed. So only the strongest survive. It don't matter how you come into this reality, meaning like people who were born with birth defects, that still don't matter.
You were still the strongest.
You're still the strongest of the seed because you survived. So because you were
why I was the first?
Because you was the strongest of the seed, meaning that everything from this point on is just now you proving that point. Meaning like
y'all hear that, my sisters?
Just live. You can just
my literal
live now.
Sisters. I'm the strongest of the seed.
You can just live now. Just do what it is that you know to do because you've already proven to everything that you can be, that you're the strongest. You've done that. The problem is we feel defeated by a lot of things in life, the negative shit. We don't use those as positives because if we did use them as positives, then we'll know, oh, this is just coming to train my muscles because I got something to do. Then you will take on the negatives. You will look forward to negatives because you grow more in your negatives than you do in your positives. Your positive, you lay back.
I think that's so true.
You're like, oh, I won. Comfortable. Oh, yeah, I did great today. But your negative, you're like, what the fuck has happened to me? Oh, my God. So now you're thinking, you're processing, you're figuring out life when you're going through negative shit. But you don't do that when you're going through your positive stuff. You're all in your gloats. You're all in your clouts when you are doing great.
Lipsticks and shit.
Yep. Yes, you are.
Hanging out, smoking hookah. I mean, I do that every day. But, you know, you're doing all that. Is so true.
That is so true. I just can't help but think of Mariah Carey when you say that. Like, she was doing all great and then just basking in all her positivity. And look at her voice. It's gone.
But it came back while you was gone, girl.
It did?
Girl, you got
no auto-tune?
No auto. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna hit for a concert. Y'all don't go out buying tickets. But I tell you what,
Mariah has a new. I don't know any of the new songs.
No new song, but that girl got on Instagram. She had a performance of her old stuff, and she hit the notes, and you could tell. I mean, it was probably some backup, but you could tell it wasn't the regular auto-tone bullshit.
See, but she had some negative shit going on. She was like, I gotta get my voice back.
Exactly. That man was trying to act like he wasn't gonna give her money for wasting her time.
That little Asian boy?
Not the Asian one, not the dancer, the rich one from Australia or wherever the fuck. Remember she sued that man for wasting her time. She won. She got a settlement out of it because he wasted her time. Mariah's the GOAT. I love her.
I love her too. Aries.
She's an Aries?
Yeah, she is an Aries.
Because, you know, she's real secretive about her birthday. How old is Mariah? Do you know?
You know what? I want to say 47, just off the top of my spirit.
You're low in it.
Well, I could be, but I'm just thinking about, you know, like when I first heard her, and I'm thinking about, okay, how many years, like what age did she look like when I heard her? You know, so I'm gonna just say I'm 40, so I'm gonna say 47.
47. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm sure Mariah will appreciate that because I really feel like she's 51.
She 52. She could be over the 50 thing, but
I don't care because when I'm Mariah's age, I'm gonna be just like her. I don't have birthdays anymore. I have anniversaries.
I'm gonna have birthdays.
I mean, that's starting this year. So when y'all buy those tickets for these live shows we got in Texas, it's not my birthday. It's my anniversary of life. I don't know how Medina feels about her birthday. That's her business. But I'm telling y'all what, it's just an anniversary of life, and I hope y'all celebrate with us. Okay. We have to move on to the other segments, but we definitely have to have you back.
I'm coming back. I would love to come back. This is so much fun.
You taught us so much.
Like, I could keep going.
Look at my notes.
All day.
I wrote stuff down for you. You can have this one. This was yours. I don't know if you can read it because I was trying to write stuff down. But girl, I done wrote stuff on the front and back of this paper. Okay, so we have to move on to Indecisive Diane.
Would you stop thinking about what everyone wants? Stop thinking about what I want, what he wants, what your parents want. What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? What do you want?
Okay, Diane. So, what is a cute little date place you have in mind for some of the ladies and gents this summer?
Hey ladies, it's me, Indecisive Diane, and let me tell you about this cute little place. And I heard that literally singles go here and get picked up all the time by all the fine men. They might have some money. This place is in Dallas, Texas. You're gonna love it. It's called The Henry. And while their food is super simple, it's super luxurious too. You're gonna love it. So here's the address. It's 2301 North Ackerd Street, Suite 250, Dallas, Texas. Go there. They open at 10 a.m. They close at 12 a.m. You're going to love it. A lot of singles go there. Okay, Diane, what's the name of it again? It's called The Henry, and it's right in the middle of the city of Dallas. All the fine men be there. They don't discriminate. Listen, go there. You're going to love it. Thanks, girl. No problem, ladies. Bye.
Okay, and now we're back and it's time for advice. So remember, if you want some advice for us and our guests, if we have them, email it to us, askcocktails@gmail.com. askcocktails@gmail.com. Okay, so do you have one up?
I do.
Okay,
do you?
go ahead. Yeah, I got one, but you go ahead. It's not the same one.
Okay, so this one, I clicked it because I absolutely love being 30. I thought I wasn't going to love it, but I love it.
Mm-hmm.
The subject is 30 and wanting to date. And I'm already like, bitch, why ain't you dating? Like, this the prime years. Like, I ain't even read it yet. I didn't proofread no shit. I'm like, bitch, you not about to try me because I'm 32 and a bitch out here busting it wide open.
For a second, I heard you said you were 32. And I was like, no, you're not.
32, like, as well.
Yes, but I was thinking, like, bitch, am I 32? Because I've been lying. Okay, never mind. I heard it wrong. Go ahead.
So she says, hey, ladies, I love you guys so much. I feel like we're besties in my head.
Hey, girl.
Anonymous, please. I want to ask you, ladies, how you navigate being single and staying single. I just turned 30 and I want to live my best life. I want to date and have friends, as in multiple, with benefits, find a sugar daddy, be a unicorn, and explore kinks. Mm-hmm. I always end up in relationships. Okay, but you trying to brag now.
Okay.
I always end up in relationships without that always being the intention. As a background, I was dating a guy for a year and he turned out to be trash and crazy. And before that, I was with my ex for 4 years. I want to enjoy dating and really learn what I like and don't like. I'm quiet and a little bit of an introvert. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, ladies. She put her IG on here. My IG is private, but here are a couple of pictures. Oh, she sent us some pictures. I love how y'all now be sending pictures because you low-key want us to rate you. I like this little your 30-year-old picture with the balloon. That's cute.
That is cute.
I'm going to say this, girl. You said you're kind of an introvert. I think you need to change some shit up. Change some shit. You're 30. You don't need to be an introvert. I get it if at times you want to be introverted, but you need to go out, try some new things. And if you don't want to keep getting in relationships, it's as simple as that. Stop getting in relationships. When you start to see that these niggas start to fall for you, tell them what you want and what you don't want. That's literally all you need to do is just, like we talked about this whole episode, communicate. If that's not what you're ready for, you don't want a relationship, just let them know. Don't settle.
I think your introvertedness is making you be in these relationships. Because when you come into a bitch loud as fuck, or when you're being friendly, you know, niggas love to use the term friendly like it's negative. When you come in and you're friendly with a lot of guys, they're not trying to wipe you up. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if that's really not what you want, just be friendly. You know what that means. Go out and be friendly. Live your best life. Do things. And it's not negative just because that nigga doesn't want you. It's probably a subconscious thing. Like, oh, I want to do this, that, and the other to make this man want me. And you want him to want you. Mm-hmm. That's just boring, girl. You don't even want it.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
Yeah, I think you're playing it safe. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I know you're 30 and this is the point, because I'm 40 and I'm proudly 40. I'm going to be always telling my age because I want to desensitize that thing. But I feel like, you know, if you really want to explore who you are as a person outside of relationships, you just got to take a risk. You got to like stop looking at what everybody else have and stop saying, oh, but she has a husband and the kids and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, you kind of going on that lane when that's not really what you want. What you really want to do is figure out who you are first before you go into these relationships, because that's the problem. You don't know who you are and you're just jumping from one relationship to another because you're afraid.
I know you wanted some dick.
Yep. Get some dick, girl.
Get it. Eat it up. Gobble it. Swallow it. Okay, next one. The subject line says, can I hold just a little bit more? This is who you need to listen to, probably. We're going to see at the end. Okay, hey, ladies. I love the show, so I need some advice. Y'all can call me Naomi. I really hope that's not your name. I'm in a relationship. It's fairly serious, LOL, but my homeboy, homeboy hasn't put a ring on him.
Oh, here we go.
I would like to be married in the near future, but I would also like to live my best whole life.
Oh, no, how you gonna be a hoe?
She put the side laughing emoji.
You want to be a married hoe?
I mean, it's possible.
I'm
I know a few.
I'm sure it is.
Since I've been listening to the show, I've realized that I've missed out on some things when I was out here hoeing.
Oh.
When you were hoeing, you missed out?
You still hoeing.
Bitch. Specifically, a threesome. Knew it was
Oh.
I'm not interested in having a threesome with my man, but I do have some strong possibilities with some other individuals. Am I wrong for wanting to hoe a little bit more before I'm tied down to one dick for the rest of my life? Please help. Signed, a bitch whose inner whore is dying to come out and play for a night or two with the devil emoji.
But you know what, Naomi? Listen, and I feel like this all ties into the whole communication thing. What if you bring this up to your dude and he's open to it?
Yes, come on.
What if she really meant she wanted to have a threesome with 2 other bitches and her niggas know
Come on.
And let him watch.
Yeah.
If you don't want him to be involved in let him watch or at least record. You are about, if you're talking about, oh wait, she said he hasn't proposed to her.
He hasn't proposed.
Oh, bitch, cheat on that nigga.
Yeah, she just want to be nice. She want to be really seen as being very
wish
pure.
you would have gave us more details.
She just want to be seen as being pure.
Do you want another woman? Do you want 2 other women? Do you want 1 man, 1 woman, 2 other men? Like, you ain't give us no
But
details.
I just reread it. He ain't even proposed, but just live your best whole life now.
But we don't know if she can live her whole life with this nigga or by herself. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because she only said a threesome. She didn't say swingers. She didn't say orgy. So I'm thinking 3 people. So are you gonna do the shit with him? Or are you gonna do it with 2 other people?
I don't think she want to do it with him. I don't think she wants to do it with him. I think what she wants to do is she wants to have this experience outside of him because she wants to keep her identity of her being this
sweet little
little girl to the guy because he hasn't put a ring on it yet.
I did too.
Yeah, you have
I can't
to.
even hide it
about
anymore.
Like, because realistically, that's not what men want. They don't want you fucking pretending to be a saint when you a slutty hoe. Like, be the slutty hoe that you want and do that whole thing so you can draw in what you need.
And we say that with love, girl. I'm saying it as being a slutty hoe myself. Like, you start letting these niggas know who you are. I literally just said, I like you to hawk a loogie in my mouth, and I will let you know that shit.
I didn't say that shit, but I told you better be nasty next time you fuck me or you won't fuck me.
But you will be surprised what doors it opens. That nigga might start paying your motherfucking bills. Like,
or he might just fuck you right at the very least.
You gotta be open with him first, and then if he's not with it, you damn sure don't want to marry that nigga.
No,
you don't, because you're gonna be depressed and you're gonna be sending us letters every week.
Come on,
we're not always gonna answer them.
Yeah, let go. You gotta be okay with letting go of things that's not for you, and the only way to know what's not for you is to tell the fucking truth.
Yeah.
If you're telling the truth about the things that you want, your desires, then you'll see whether or not that person is really there for you or whether or not you're holding on to somebody else's man. Because sometimes we are.
Oh, that part.
I know, right? And the cloud go dun dun dun.
You said fucking somebody else's man.
You're holding on to somebody's man.
I think when you're
okay, I don't be doing that.
Yeah, when you're lying and you're not telling, your partner. I'm not gonna just say man. It could go vice versa. Yeah. When you're not telling your partner the truth, you got them thinking that you are a certain type of way. Okay, so you're holding on to a person because they think it this way. Like, let that person be with somebody who's really that way, but you're not that way. You're some other way. So be with who you're supposed to be with.
I was just thinking about fucking somebody.
Yeah, don't lie. Don't lie about who you are. Be who you are so that you can get everything that you want. You get everything that you want when you tell the truth. Period.
Boom, bloop, bim, boom, bop.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Yep. All right, well, now on that note, now that Shauna got red for your lives, it's time to move on to the cocktails. The cocktails are the last part of the show. We have our stories. I still don't know what I'm going to do, so I'm not going first. FYI, one of y'all will. But if you have a sexual confession you need to get off your chest and your judgy-ass friends won't let you live, then email it to us, cocktails.atl@gmail.com. Okay, so who wants to go first?
Me.
Oh, G.
Gigi is ready.
Okay. So, all right. So I was dating this guy in college, right? And he's a, I'm not gonna say he's a very famous comedian right now. We'll just say he's very well loved.
Kevin Hart.
No, I'm gonna just say he's very well loved. Okay, that's what we'll say. Okay. And we were having sex, right? And okay, first of all, because he's a comedian now, just know that while we were dating, he would always throw jokes. Okay, so we dated.
Was it annoying?
No, not really, because he's naturally funny, so it was okay, right? So we've gotten to the point where it's time for us to have sex, and so we're having sex, and he gets to the point where he's about to come, right? And he starts making these noises. But he starts
What kind of noises?
like
That tone?
yes, that tone, right? So I'm confused because I'm not sure whether or not he's being funny at this moment or this is really real. So I didn't say anything about it, right? I'm just note to self. Okay, he sounds a little okay. So fast forward, it happens again. We only had sex twice, okay? So the second time we're having sex, in my mind, I'm like, okay, if he does it this time, I'm going to just fucking ask him in the middle of it because I'm not going to be able to take this any further, right? Yeah. So we get, we're having sex. He gets to that point again. And this time he does it again, but he's doing it like even louder. So I'm just like, I was like, hey, after hitting, nuts and we're done. And I looked at him, I said, so you sound like this every time you nut? Like you sound like a female every fucking time that you nut? And he was like, okay, I'm an Aries. I'm raw. My Mercury's an Aries too, so I don't know how to sugarcoat shit. I just say it, and he's like, well, yeah, that's kind of how I sound. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never fucking you again. And it wasn't the fact that.
Did he seem kind of feminine before?
He did. He was a Virgo, okay? And I know sometimes Virgo men can be sometimes like they can have some feminine aspects to, but. No, he didn't give me any signs besides the fact that he was a fucking comedian. I thought this was funny. I thought, oh, he's being funny with his nuts. Like, he is very talented that he can even get down to his nuts and do something really funny. But he really, that's how he nuts. He has a...
But you want to know something crazy that I have noticed about most male comedians is that they have this super feminine side to them. And you see it in Kevin Hart, you see it in Jamie Foxx, you see it in Eddie Murphy, you see it in all of the major comedians that have done something. Typically it's black male comedians. They have this super feminine side that has always had me question like,
And see, I just didn't know. In my mind, I was really trying to make sense of it. Like, maybe he's just being funny with me. Like, he's really trying to, like, really seal the deal with me. Like, being funny in his nuts. But that last time, when I was like, yo, you really do this? And he was like, yeah. Like, I'm like you said, did I really bust him out? I thought I was being funny. When I was like, you doing this? It's not really who you are. And he's like, no. I really do. I said, oh, well, I'm not fucking you again.
You said that to me.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I'm not fucking you. Because I couldn't. I knew from that point on, me knowing that this is really how he sounds, I would have been waiting every time when he about to nut to laugh. And I'm like, I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna fuck this nigga just to laugh at him when he's about to nut because it was so hilarious. Like, it was so funny to me. I was just like, this can't be real.
I wonder why comedians have that little feminine side. Like, I've always wondered that. Like,
I don't know.
They just act like girls very well. I've noticed that. It's really disturbing.
And to this day though, if I could go back, because I was in college, if I could go back, I probably would not have said I wasn't gonna fuck him anymore. I would have just like learned a little bit more about that part of him, right?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Versus just discarding. Because I was like, oh no, we're not fucking no more. Like,
I'm not sure I would be able to do it either unless the dick was just that.
And it wasn't all of that. It was okay, so it wasn't enough to go through the girl moans, especially with me not understanding too. And then plus I was having sex with women at that time, so I'm like, I could just have sex with women.
And I'll just handle
like I can't.
Moans.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna be with you, bruh, I need you to be a man.
I'm gonna hear some roars or some type of wolf cries or something.
Do
something man is gonna have to come, and I don't know. At that time, I just wasn't able to really receive that. So yeah, I fucked a man who sounds like a woman.
He was like,
and I mean, it was like literally like, it was like really like almost, and that's why I thought he was being funny because it sounded like somebody who had just.
I wonder why he did that.
I don't know where he got that shit from. Like, was he watching porn? My question is, was he watching porn?
Like he was a kid. Who taught you that?
Yeah. Was he watching porn and saw somebody nut like this and then he picked it up and then just decided to like start? I don't know where it came from.
Was he tall?
No.
Because you felt like he was a big nigga.
I did.
No, he wasn't
I
a big
fucked
nigga.
one time, and he. I fucked him a few times, and every time he came, he'd be like, and I'd be like, what is wrong with you? Why do you sound so soft? Like this not okay.
I don't know.
Like a little, like I could have made the same. I probably sounded just like what I did. That was it's not cute.
I couldn't believe it.
Well, God bless you, Medina. I'm glad you haven't been through that. Because her face is just like,
I am flabbergasted.
Who have y'all been fucking? That's what her face says right now.
Yes.
Bitch, the wrong ones, apparently.
Okay, so even though I do have a cocktail, I'm just going to save it.
Why are you not going to tell your cocktail?
I'm going to save it for a rainy day.
A rainy day?
And read this cocktail from this woman.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
I'll tell it next week.
Okay.
So she says, "Hey ladies, love the show." Tell me if you've read this. Love the show. Keep up the amazing work. Today I wanted to share my cocktail from Cock Hell. For the past 7 months, I've been on this uber spiritual journey where I don't give into my urges and focus on my mental strength and self. That meant no sex, no masturbation, or porn. I even got to the point where I could shut down naughty thoughts.
What?
Why do you got to do that?
I'm about to throw up.
Yeah. Throughout this journey, I was developing a friendship with a guy that was packed with sexual tension. People would often ask if we were dating or hooking up, but I'd always respond no because we weren't. My spiritual journey. Well, this month I began to ovulate and my body couldn't take it anymore. Couldn't take any more celibacy. I had to have jaw-dropping, let me get a phone for you in my name type of sex.
What the fuck is that?
What type of sex is that, bitch? I ain't getting no phone for you. And
a phone? So you be calling these other
who paying? Am I just
ask you for some money?
Yeah, what we doing? Like, nuh-uh. I figured, why not hit my new friend up? He was always hinting at wanting to have sex and bragging about his sex blog. Plus, not to mention, I'd seen a nude in his phone and that dick looked huge. I had to have it. I text him and he willingly set up the dick appointment. We go out to eat. I have a few drinks to loosen up and prepare for some really freaky blog-worthy sex. We go back to his place and smoke a blunt. In my mind, it's about to go down. I'm drunk, high, and ovulating. This sex has to be amazing. He pulls up my sundress. I made sure to wear no panties or bra just for this moment and begins to lick my clit ever so softly. I'm a little confused, like maybe this is pregame tease? We've talked before and I've mentioned how much I love rough sex, so this must just be the previews. You don't like your pussy, eh? Like, 10 minutes later, he's still gently licking my clit. Imagine a kitten gently licking your paw. I'm getting tired of waiting, so I whisper to him, "Fuck me already, daddy." At this point, he gets up and begins to remove his clothes. Now, my first thought was, okay, you hide your weight well, and then I noticed the dick. This isn't the dick from the photo. Instead, he's pretty average and a good 6 inches maybe. I don't worry about it because small isn't always bad. Plus, I can act like a porn star on smaller dick. Deep throat and everything. He then proceeds to get on the couch and tells me to get on top. I'm turned on and begin to get on top and ride like the real bitch that I am. After a while, my legs start hurting, so I slow down for him to fuck me from the bottom. It takes me a second, but I slowly realize his dick is like his tongue. He's fucking me ever so softly that I almost didn't realize he was doing anything. At this moment, I realized this won't be naughty romp. I thought it would be. So I resume riding until I hear him say he's about to come. In my mind, I'm like, great, let's kick it up a notch so he can come and I can leave. Why does he pull out and say he's not ready to come yet in the midst of my legs burning? Bitch. That is the worst when you're really legitimately tired. We go through this. We go through this 2 more times until I say, fuck it, let's do it doggy style so you can hurry up and come.
Yes, that is what you do.
Come on now.
Y'all know what happened next? I'm throwing it back. I'm throwing it back, and he's giving that weak ass stroke. At this point, I just stop and tell him, you know what, I'm leaving. Next, he tells me how much it turns him on to see me leave because he gets so horny waiting for me to come back. Ladies, I put on my shoes and tell him, well, you're really about to be turned on because I'm leaving immediately. Now I'm on the prowl to find some replacement dick to make this lukewarm summer into a hot girl summer. Can't believe I wasted my goddamn body like that. Thanks for reading my cocktail. Love you, ladies. Dang. It's always annoying when you have like a waste of a fuck.
Yeah.
But
That's a word.
at least you left. You left. You didn't just lay there and be like, oh.
That was a waste.
Okay.
Yeah, I've left in scenarios too.
I had to. And I will just stop. If my legs are at the burning point, bruh.
I'm not leaving. No, I'm going to sleep, bitch. I'm motherfucking tired.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep. You can leave, bitch, but I'm staying, and I'll leave when I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Okay. This one says embarrassing cocktail. Hey, y'all. So I have an embarrassing cocktail to spill. I've been single for a little over a month. That's not that long. And I decided that I want to be a little hoe for a while. So there's this guy I used to fuck around with about 4 years ago in ATL. I used to visit my sister at school, and that's how I met him. Anyway, I officially moved to ATL last summer, and since I'm currently single, I decided to slide in his DMs. We chat for a little and decided to meet up that upcoming Friday for drinks and hookah. He comes and picks me up, and I told him I have tequila, so he brought me a personal bottle. What? Okay, fine. So on the way to the hookah lounge, I'm sipping my my Kiki, and he's passing me his blunt. I'm a social smoker. And by the time we got there, I'm fucked up, y'all. I know you are. I drink some more while we're there and smoke some hookah, and we had a really good time. I'm kind of blurry on the ride, but we ended up going to his homie spot to chill. I was lit, so initially I went to pee. Girl, I feel you. When I was done and washing my hands, he walks in the bathroom and tells me to bend over. I do as instructed, and he starts eating me out from the back. And I was like, okay. Then he smacks my ass and tells me to get up. I had really long braids, so I had to swing them as I stood up. Right as I do that, we both get splashed by a whole lot of water, and I'm confused for about 0.2 seconds. And then I realize my braids were in the toilet the entire time, y'all. I was so embarrassed, and he was just laughing his ass off. I just stayed in the bathroom trying to rinse my braids and get my damn dignity back. When I came out the bathroom, him and his friend decided they wanted to be funny and called me toilet head the rest of the night. Luckily for me, the rest of the night ended in some bomb sex, so it was an embarrassing time, but also a very memorable night. Love y'all and keep being bad bitches. Signed, toilet head. That was a
toilet head.
Girl, your braids was in the toilet. Oh my God.
I ain't even I love that cocktail.
Yes. That was funny. That was a funny one because
toilet head.
Could you imagine your braids in the toilet and you don't even realize it?
Yeah.
When I had those twists in my hair, y'all, I was afraid of that a lot. It might have happened. I definitely got cum in my braids. And that's why I had to take them out when I got back to Atlanta.
Have you ever got cum in your eyelash extensions? Oh my God. A fresh set?
But I keep the eyelash wash and the brush.
Oh.
I was like, what I'm going to do with these braids?
Rinse them out with some hot boiling water.
I'll let it sit and marinate. And then I came back home and took them out.
I let it sit and marinate.
Just a little toilet water.
It smelled good. He eats his vegetables, so I wasn't mad.
Gigi, this has literally been great. We
had a good time with you.
Hands down, one of my favorite guests.
Yay!
You're amazing.
Thank you.
If you have anything coming up, let everybody know. If you have anything you want to plug, now's the time.
I do. So first thing coming up is my Wild Women Worship tour, which really I'm in LA this weekend and I'm in Atlanta next weekend. So the registration for Atlanta is still open. The Wild Women Worship tour is literally about me just really talking to women and getting them to embrace their wild side. We was talking about the Lilith
Is she gonna be there?
Well, I am Lilith, so yes, she will. You know, and we're gonna talk about different things. We're gonna talk about, you know, like THC and microdosing and ayahuasca. If you never heard of those things,
I went to Peru in the motherfucking jungle and did ayahuasca.
I did, and so I did it here in Atlanta. I did 3 ceremonies, and I just had the most amazing time. So we're gonna talk about those things in Wild Women Worship, because I feel like a lot of women want to know about these things, but they just don't have anybody like giving their experience. So Wild Women Worship is just about experience. And then, of course, Sex Down South, I'll be there for September 5th through the 7th. I do something called Eroticology with Gigi, which is on their first night, Thursday night, which is a mixture of erotic poetry, erotic art, and erotic bodies. And so we get nude and we just mix a whole lot of different stuff together. And then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is Kinked Up ATL. So Kinked Up ATL is my baby. I started last year. It's really for singles and couples who are vanilla and want to learn about kink and learn about like the how to get into kink, the basics of kink. We do, like last year we did 3 days. This year we're doing 4 days. The first day is an expo for you to kind of get an idea of what different types of kinks are. Then the second night we're going to do a dungeon night, which is literally about you getting into the dungeon and you get a chance to experience some of these things. And the third day, we're going to have a 12-hour like get together at a mansion where we're going to get together. And so after we do the dungeon night, what I found last year was people still wanted more because we did 3 days. And so I was like, okay, so this year we'll do a private party just for VIPs to come and do even more kink stuff together. And then the last day is just us having brunch and having mimosas and talking about our experiences, showing our bruises, that kind of stuff. So yeah, kinkedupatl.com. IamLivingTheLine.com. You can really literally just type in I Am Living the Line on any social media platforms and pretty much find me and just find about what's going on.
Wow, Kinked Up ATL. You going, Kiki?
Yes. I'm gonna make a decision.
I might need to pull up.
Y'all both need to pull up.
I was gonna say I want us to like go do.
It's
some
in
more
your charts.
Like let's just go see what's happening.
It's in your charts,
It's in y'all chart holes. Y'all can do that shit with me.
Okay, we might need to go.
No, Gigi. What's
Smoke a little weed.
I got
just
y'all.
Go. Let's just get really high
I
and
don't
go.
smoke weed.
I don't smoke anymore either, but like I'll just do it.
I don't know how to do it. I just need some edibles. If we can secure me some edibles.
I got you on the edibles.
Okay,
you're done.
Well, then I'm good. I got my edibles. I'm gonna have my sheet orgasm.
Showing our bruises.
Come on, get a little spanking in there
right now. I didn't know that I want no more war wounds, but I might try it out. I won't be closed-minded. I'm gonna put all of Gigi's information in the description box, so make sure y'all check her out and go to some of her events if you're in the proper cities for that. If not, just follow her. Yeah. And see when she's coming to see you or when you come out here or anywhere else, you'll get to check her out.
Yes.
Make sure y'all also go to cocktailspod.eventbrite.com to get your tickets for our live shows. We don't have any more VIP tickets. Don't ask me shit else about it.
For either show? Come through.
That's over.
Y'all didn't invite me. I want to come to a live show.
We might need you to be a part of the live show. What?
I mean, you will have a seat.
Yes.
But there's no more tickets for sale for the VIP. So our shows are in Houston on September 14th. And then on September 21st, we're in Dallas. Those are both of our birthday weekends.
So we need y'all to understand that, this is a birthday celebration. Yes. Houston, we turn it up for Kiki's birthday. Dallas, we turn it up for my birthday.
Yes.
And it's going to be... it's going to be crazy. And I'm going to be acting crazy. I know that. I'm sure Medina will.
You know it.
We booked our makeup appointments 2 months ago. So just know. Don't ask us who it is because I don't need them canceling for y'all, for us. So, yeah, we will see you guys soon. Make sure you get those tickets. When you get your tickets, DM us. Let us know that you got them so we can get excited and know who's coming to the show. Dress up. Be cute.
Be fine. Mm-hmm. And bring y'all niggas.
Or your bitches.
What's up?
Or both of them. Hey, we at the same time. Both of them.
Yes.
Just
and
look.
we have a good time. I already told, last time I was in Houston, I told the niggas, I said, listen, every man I met, I was like, hey. So my friend is like, oh, this is my friend Kiki. She does a show. We went to college together. Blah, blah, blah. So she's typing up. I was like, yeah, it's real nasty. And like, you kind of cute. And we got a bunch of bitches. So I'm just showing them the videos, right? And they're like, oh, that's how the show is. I said, yeah, what did you think it was? Everybody thinks it's relationship advice.
Why do y'all think that?
Whoa.
We don't have advice to give you.
We got advice, but when you listen to our advice, you realize it's a whole nother ball game. This is not that. So y'all come out, tell your boyfriends, tell your brothers, your cousins, your daddies. You might not tell your daddy, but whatever.
No, tell your daddies.
Don't
forget about that Pisces.
Because I'm trying to meet your daddy. So is Kiki. It says it in her house.
That's the one. Don't forget about the 7th house Pisces.
Yes,
you need daddies.
I want to meet the daddies because I'm trying to keep mine at home. Okay, so anyway, make sure y'all follow us too at Cocktails Podcast. I'm at Kiki Said So.
I'm at Coffee Bean Dean.
And until next week, you guys.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.